All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to have some fun with this video and we're going to extract some lessons. We're going to be reacting to Biola Adebayo's one of the most recent podcasts. My name is Ola, coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. I'm kind of like daddy babysitting today, so we're gonna have fun. I'm not in the studio, but we're just gonna react to some of the stuff that this gentleman, his name is Olusegun Oluwale, some of the things he said in this podcast. It's about a 90-minute podcast, and we're just gonna see if we can get some stuff out of it. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Wednesday today, the 29th of April 2026. All right, as you're coming in, please make sure you introduce yourself. But let's listen to a little bit of it and then we'll continue. All right, let's see.
If because there might be second.
Moving forward, let's go to your story. Let's talk about marriage.
Okay.
For you. So let's go to your story.
Okay. Well, I've never been married, though I've got kids. Yeah, but I tried to be married once, and then my hands, my body were burnt badly. Yeah.
How do you mean?
Yeah. Okay. There's this lady. I don't know if because there might be second stage of this interview.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's possible if we can attach some pictures to this video,
Okay.
so that people can see the person I'm talking about. Do you understand? Yeah, I don't know.
Attach a picture?
No, yes, yeah, videos, footages. I mean, yeah, I have a lot.
Okay,
But
yes,
if it's not possible, maybe I will do that in my own, on my own platform.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because sometimes some people do pray for grace. Yeah, that they want God to bless them. They want grace, and then when they see that grace, why they do grace in everybody? They be grace in everybody. Another person, the one where grace is gone. If I don't, some people they are like that. I think this my partner doesn't deserve a second chance. Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't.
No. She do, and I mean it. And then this podcast, I'll wait for her, and I triple dare her to come out on any social media, to say anything, and then maybe then I will now put out some footages, receipts. Maybe we should leave it at that. Maybe for now, they can bola shiri. And but I want to read me to mo èèyàn tí mo fẹ́. Wọ́n á máa lọ sọ fún un náà tó bá rí mi, because you're very famous now, you're popular. So wọ́n á sọ fún un pé ex yẹ o, a rí lọ́dọ̀ Biola o. So yeah, so I triple dare her. Yeah, then to put, or kó lọ jókòó kó ṣe interview and be condemned, maybe some footages and So back.
All right, so if you want to watch the full episode, I'm linking it in the description. I'm reacting, so I'll be stopping and be pausing and all of that. I'm just asking you to pardon me as I do that ahead of time. But it said a couple of things already. Number one, he's never been married before. Okay. All right, so he hasn't been married before, but later on you will notice that he has children. Seems like he has children with, I don't know, one person, but he's never been married before. Let's note that. He also said he wanted to attach evidence. I'm thinking more like VDM style evidence. Screenshots, images, videos. Things that will probably not tell us, things that will give us some insight, I guess, but you don't really know what happened in that relationship unless you're inside of that relationship. So he's also going to probably pull out evidences that will support his own point of view or his own side of the story. So, but I'm sure Biola is not going to allow that. he also says something about grace. He's giving grace. He's the one that's giving grace here. But yet, it looks to me like somebody is being hurt badly in a relationship, and they're just trying to make themselves feel better. Maybe, but that's only going to work short term anyway. But he's trying to make himself feel better. He's speaking his truth, right? He's a victim. We already see the picture he's painting here, because he said she does not deserve a second chance. But in that same breath, he's daring her to come out, and then he will come out and tell more. I'm guessing he will bring out receipts. Oh, this is already looking interesting. Let's keep going.
To the story, yeah, I had a daughter in 2012. Yeah.
14 years ago.
Yeah, about 14. Yeah, she'll be 14. Yeah, with a British citizen. We had issues. I didn't manage the situation very well, so we couldn't. A wonderful lady. Maybe what I know now.
If you had known,
Maybe I will be able to manage it. But unfortunately, we went our separate ways. So she's happily married. My daughter's living with her. Yeah, I try to give someone else another chance, but you know how our women think over there. Like when they are getting small money, they think they can ride you and they can. I'm a balance or one. Maybe I would have given that one a second chance as well, but.
Sorry about that. Like I said, I'll be getting interrupted a little bit here and there. But he said he's a lovely lady, some ex that gave him a baby back in 2012. But yet, he still find a way in that sentence to say, maybe I will give that person a second chance. But women don't listen to him. There's a difference between women don't listen to men and women don't listen to you. Gentlemen, I want you to pay attention to that. Sometimes, if you notice that women tend not to listen to you, it's probably just you, It's probably not a general thing. It's worth taking notes, paying attention to. Maybe it's just you that women don't listen to. Women in general, they're not going to listen if they don't feel safe and secure, if they don't feel like you are worth following. They're not going to listen to you. It's just the way this kind of things work. Sorry, I muted my phone now. All right, but let's keep going. He's saying a lot of, you can smell the pride already. It's coming small, but let's keep going.
One thing about relationship is that you don't love out of pity. But this person in question that I eventually got married to is someone I've known.
The one that came the second time, you didn't get married?
No. I've never been married. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have any baby with her? The second one?
Yeah.
That was when?
2012.
During the COVID.
Wait. Let's go back.
You didn't get married?
No. I've never been married. Yeah.
Okay, so he's never been married. He's never married. We got that, but he has another baby again in around COVID. So there you have it. I missed some of that the first time I watched it.
Did you have any baby with her? The second one?
Yeah.
That was when?
During the COVID.
2020?
20. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have another child since
8 years apart.
2012.
Yeah,
another baby in 2020.
And then so this lady in question, we've known each other for like about 26 or 27 years. We grew up from the same church. My mother.
So I'm going to go back a little bit. Because I want to see if this is the lady he's talking about right now, the one that is in question. I want to make sure that we're talking about her has had a baby with him in 2020.
I'm a balance or the one. The brother's married. My daughter's living with her. Yeah.
Okay, the first daughter is living with the ex, who is a British citizen.
Someone has another chance, but you know how
trying to give somebody else another chance.
Women think over there. Like when they are getting small money, they think they can ride you and they can bounce or one.
All right, so precisely when women are getting money, you're talking to them, they don't listen to you. Okay, when women get money, when you talk to them, they don't listen to you. The same thing I said earlier on is still valid. It's probably just you. Okay, shout out to Dipsy Hart. It's probably just you that they don't listen to. It's a good chance that she doesn't listen to anybody, yes. But if we generalize women just don't listen, no, they do listen, and they listen to some of us. And I'm not bragging when I say that. I'm saying there have been moments where women didn't listen to me as well. But let's keep going.
Maybe I would have given that one a second chance as well. But one thing about relationship is that you don't love out of pity. Or this person in question that I eventually got married to is someone I've known.
So the one that came the second time, you didn't get married?
No. I've never been married. Yeah. Yes.
Did you have any baby with her?
Is someone I've known.
So the one that came the
relationship is that you don't love out of pity. But this person in question, giving that one a second chance as well. But one thing about relationship is that you don't love out of pity.
If you notice, he kept lecturing already. Okay, so he would stop and then he would lecture, and then you will notice that eventually he ended up giving us what he calls 7 points. Okay, some 7 points. I guess that's the first one. You don't, maybe the first one, maybe 1B, 1A, 0.5A. You don't love out of pity. People like this, they're going to give you a lot of common sense based advice that you would agree with. Like, of course, but they're common sense, remember? So anybody can agree with anything common sense. But the problem is that relationships are complex, and your idea of common sense will tend to fall short of your reality oftentimes. And what happens is that you blame your partner for it, right? Because you basically turn around and accuse your partner of not having common sense, whereas you haven't been paying attention. Or we could say, hey, relationship is a complex thing. Well, any type of interaction between two human beings is complex, right? So nobody should be going there with common sense, because your idea of common sense might just, is false in the grand scheme of things. So of course, it's giving us the first one. Don't love out of pity. Who is determining if it's pity or not? And when, at what point did you realize it was pity? Was it after the relationship fell apart, or before? Which one? Or somewhere in between? Because it's easy for any one of us to use talking points. Today I was going to do a typical show where I have 4 segments, but because this baby is a little bit under the weather, I had to pivot to just focusing on this so I can answer her if she needs any attention. So, but I'm glad I'm doing this, because we're going to learn a lot from this, okay? Don't love out of pity. There's nobody that's loving, that's thinking that they're loving out of pity. They are in love in that moment. Now, after they have collects, you understand? After they have collects in the hands of a man or a woman, they might tend to turn around and come and tell us that, oh, don't love out of pity. Marriage is not this and that. It is not for everyone. Let's just call a spade a spade. We see all this stuff that are common sense based. But when you are actually about to get into a relationship where you are actually in love, do these things, do they hold their weight? Chances are they don't. Okay? They don't. You know what's going to hold the weight? Working on yourself, your self-esteem, your self-leadership skills. All right? Those are the things that's going. Are you grounded? Are you a person who lives a life of purpose? I mean, you just blow anywhere the wind of your feelings blow. Is that who you are? Those are the kind of things that will get tested, and they tend to fail. And you can justify like if you're in your feeling, you can justify it with the Bible, you can justify it with talking points, you can justify it with don't love out of pity, right? Stupid stuff that, but some of us can see through it, and that's why I'm pointing this out. Let's keep going.
But this person in question that I eventually got married to is someone I've
So
known.
the one that came the second time, you didn't get married?
No. I've never been married. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have any baby with her? The second one?
Yeah.
Right, another baby.
Yeah.
That
The
was
child. Yeah.
when?
During the COVID.
Oh, 2020?
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have another child since
Yeah.
2012?
Yeah, 2012. Yeah. So, yeah. And then, so this lady in question, yeah, we've known each other for like about 26 or 27 years, We grew up from the same church. My mother of blessed memory, our mother of blessed memory, our father that is still alive, they've been going to the same church for like about 40 years now. So we also, we grew up from the same, church. She happens to be the rich kids. I mean, those days, their parents would bring them with V boots. Those V boots those days, and look up to the God. How now? When? Do you understand? But fast forward to early 2000 or 2001, I was doing my HND in Yabatech. At the same time, I was working, in Guinness, Nigeria PLC. So we met, we reconnected. So this is someone I've always, I like her from afar, I like our bringing. Yeah, so I asked her out. She said she was in a relationship. So a year after that, 2005, I traveled out of the country. So I even remember that I still called her to say, then with my visa, I can still bring someone as a dependent. It's not like this whereby people, but still, I can still, But she told me, oh, she's about to get married. Do you understand? And I let it go. But it's someone that I've always wanted to be with. I like her very much. Do you understand? Fast forward to 2016. We reconnected again. How? My mom called me that she lost her immediate younger brother in America, that I should, try to call her to, console her and all that. So, and that's where we reconnected. We started talking. Bawuni, how are you? How's family? Sorry about what happened, What about kids? Your husband said, Rocko, no way, Kobo. Okay. And then she told me what happened in our previous relationship. Yeah. Like Yoruba people will say, Tama from Willy Loko or Duarai. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say is, in a nutshell, that even if you're in the court of law, you won't tell the judge that you understand?
He said, if let me read that subtitle for you. Let me see here. He said, if a madman is given a hoe, that means oko, he or she will cultivate the land towards his own direction. Meaning, if you're speaking, you speak from your own side of the story. So at least it's acknowledging that upfront, right? You would think, okay, some credibility. Let's see how far we go with that. But let's keep listening, because he's going to say more.
I'm trying to say in a nutshell that even if you're in the court of law, you won't tell the judge that you're guilty. Do you understand? Yeah. So, and I said, no problem. So we started the conversation, the relationship in 2016, but I'm not sure. So in 2018, I came to Nigeria for the first time. The first time I came, I tried with the little, going out, hanging out and all that. When I was going back, she fought me and I left the country. I'm still not sure. 2019, I came, the same thing happened. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure of who she really is. But in the process, I now discuss with her, you know what? I like you. I want to bring you here. Can you come on visiting and then we'll spend time together? So that by the time we spend, at least they'll give you 6 months. I'll do everything. So by the time we'll spend 3 months and then we'll be able to know each other and all that. And then she went to meet her mom. Don't forget I said my mom, her mother, and her father, they've been going to the same church for like over, and then I also grew up from
like a family thing.
Yeah, like So she now went to meet her mom to tell her mom that Olusegun is trying to, process my visa to come on a visiting. We were talking about relationship just to, and that's, I would try, or let me put it this way, I'll be highlighting my mistakes. That I don't want the younger, because with that, you know what? I like you.
Okay, so he will be highlighting his mistakes. Okay, he promises us he will be highlighting.
2019,
He'll be highlighting his mistakes. Okay, so, but my prediction, I kind of have an idea because I already saw it, but there's some things I missed out. His mistakes will basically still hold the other person accountable. Okay, his mistakes will be, don't pick the wrong person. Where's the surprise? You all do that, okay? Don't pick the wrong person. His mistakes will be all about picking the wrong person. It will not. There's a extremely low chance those mistakes will have anything to do with working on yourself, so you don't attract the wrong relationship. The problem is 99.123 chances the relationship, not necessarily about the persons. And if it's truly about the other person, it is still your fault. Okay, it is still your fault. So I guess we can give him credit for saying at least I picked the wrong person, but it is still lack of accountability, which we're talking about self-accountability, the only type of accountability that exists in this type of topics. Okay, it is still lack of accountability, but let's see any chance he's going to pick out his mistakes. Let's hold him to that. Let's keep going.
Same thing happened. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure of who she really is. But in the process, I now discuss with her, you know what? I like you. I want to bring you here. Can you come on visiting and then we'll spend time together? So that by the time we spend, at least they'll give you 6 months. I'll do everything. So by the time we'll spend 3 months and then we'll be able to know each other and all that. And then she went to meet her mom. Don't forget I said my mom, her mother, and her father, they've been going to the same church for like over, and then I also grew up from
like a family thing.
Yeah, like, so she now went to meet her mom to tell her mom that Olusegun is trying to, process my visa to come on a visiting. We were talking about relationship just to, and that's, I would try, or let me put it this way, I'll be highlighting my mistakes. That I don't want the younger ones that are coming behind us. If you're living anywhere in America, in Asia, anywhere you're living, if you're listening to these, I want you to, be taking my points. My number one mistake that I made from this whole story is that I allow our parents to intervene into my, my relationship with our daughter, our mom. I allow. On no account should you allow your whoever you're dating to come or to even have a say in your relationship. Don't do it.
Their parents.
Yeah, their parents. Yeah, don't do it. So that's number one biggest mistake of my life. So our mom came because our mom know her very well. I didn't know her. Our mom knows what happened in our first relationship. I am not sure. What our mom told me was that my daughter told me you want to bring her on a visiting, for you guys to know each other. No, it can't work like that. You fly down. About new way. Come to Nigeria, come and pay a bride price and whatever. Do you understand? And I told my mom, I called my mom. Yeah, that's number two, mistake. Don't allow your parents' emotion, to, no matter what happened, no matter what your parents because you'll be the one in the relationship. Do you understand? That's number two, mistakes. Yeah.
With what the mom said?
No, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Do you understand? So I went to my mom. Mama, I've been talking to this lady. We went to school together. I have pictures. That's why I said I would love to attach some, footages, pictures on this, on this episode, if you permit me, so that but if you don't want that for now, so that's because I like to, in the UK, we like to do our things with evidence. If police, you're caught, police arrest you now, and then you're taken to court of law. You can't say, Biola is there. What is the evidence? They need, do you understand? So I have a lot of evidence. That's why I said, or evidences, whichever way. So. And I told that second mistake that I made. I told my mom that, Mama, I want to take this decision. Yeah. Our mother said, I'm going to need to near if I want to, do you think it's justifiable to, and don't forget, she was once married.
Oh.
Yeah, she was once married. Yeah. According, like I said, according to her, some issues happened. It was recently that I did my investigation. Ex-husband yẹn lọ wà gúnlẹ̀ sílé àwọn òbí ẹni onímọ̀ ṣe kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé some people somebody grace some àti kàbọ̀ ojú grace báyìí kan ti ń wá for donkey years. So back to the story. I told my mom yeah, Mama, yeah, I like this girl. Yeah, she's my kind of girl, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but my mom said if I really want to marry her, yeah, it costs nothing. I should, fly down and, pay her, do the normal whatever, and then do you understand? So, yeah, and my mom said, those are the type of lady you should marry because torí eléyìí tó bá fún láǹfààní. I'm quoting my mom now. She's a blessed memory now. She's late. So that ó yẹ kó rí ẹ pé ó ti fọkọ rí tó bá fẹ́ wàá gbádùn ẹ̀ kò ní sí pé ó ń wo bí ó ń wọ̀ òun kò ní sí ó lè ti dàgbà. Because as at when I came to marry her in 2021 she was 42. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. She was 4.
How old were you?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to. Yeah. But I mean, I'm older than her. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. But if you want to use the age bracket, do you understand?
I just want to know the age bracket.
Yeah, but like say take 2-3 years.
Okay,
Yeah. Do you understand?
okay. So
Yeah. Do you understand? So, yeah. You can call it age mate or yeah. Do you understand? So and my mom said, yeah. My mom now use one proverb. Toti were outdated. My brother again, don't let them use this away. I'm a buruku shefe and a buruku sheni. It's outdated though. Because only one form of buruku, atula no buruku. Double wala niya. That is don't challenge me. That is in my own case now. Do you understand? So my mom go by the way of buruku shefe and a buruku sheni. I know her parents. If there's any issue, we can easily go to the parents and tell them anything she buy, so they can talk to her. Which is fair enough. But I saw some signs. I'm not sure. But I came down and we started planning the marriage during the COVID. Yeah. Something happened when we were planning when we were planning the marriage because I came to marry her January. I think we did our marriage on January 7th, 2021. So I sneaked in and out of the country in December 2020. That COVID year, it was horrible. Do you understand? Then you have to get COVID.
A lot of things.
Yes, you have to get COVID test. You have to do COVID. It was mad. It was crazy. My flight ticket was cancelled like about 3 times. Yeah. Just because I wanted to come and marry someone, in Nigeria. Do you understand? But my mom was, scared for me. Like, you can't just be living alone. I mean, you're doing pretty well. You need someone, but just come and do whatever you need to do and then see how you can bring her, to come and join you. And I follow my mom's instruction. But while we were planning the marriage, like I said, something happened. And then that's number 3? Yes, yeah, number 3 error. This woman can keep malice. Malice, they call it. Malice with a dead body. Body. Ex-wife, me keep. So something happened, and then this woman won't talk to me, and we were planning. She's the one planning this marriage, wedding, or whatever you want to call it. I gave her money. So another point again. When a woman is telling you, I don't want big wedding, I want. She's hiding something. She doesn't want people to know what she's hiding. She was telling me, I don't want, I'm a quiet person, and I think it's better to even date someone that is very, outspoken. That all these, I don't know, yeah, that they hide under I'm quiet. Oh, I don't talk, I'm quiet. So she was the one planning, gave her the money, to be, doing all this planning. And then this woman stopped talking to me for like about 3 weeks. She won't talk to me. She won't pick my calls until I now put a call through to her mom. You know what? I'm not going ahead with this, wedding again. Mama, she and her mom went, of blessed memory, went to meet her. I don't know. Yeah. She apologized and then we continued from there. So before I forget, yeah, she was working with one company. She was being paid 80,000 euro per month as a contract staff. Only God knows when she has been doing the job. But anytime they don't renew her contract, like the heaven is going to fall. At the time, she was working from home, and then when I knew she was coming, I know I would bring her to the UK.
Where was she living? Ondo State or?
No, in Lagos. Yeah, she was living with her 2 brothers. Another thing, yeah, I would try to highlight, if you're living anywhere, any part of the world, don't get me wrong, yeah, it's good. There are beautiful girls in Nigeria. If you want to come here to pick any girl, like you see any girl, if she's not doing pretty well, she has not even, fly on local flight between Nigeria, don't date her. No, my sister. My sister.
Because that happened to you.
Let me tell you. I want you to be firm with me.
There are good girls who haven't traveled, who does not have the opportunities to go everywhere. Okay. It does not mean they are going to be bad in the future.
Let me tell you, they are 1 out of 10.
That one.
Yeah, but to now find that 1 out of 10. But get
the statistics.
It's out there, my sister. I've been this marriage, wedding, or whatever you want to call it. I gave her money. So another point again. When a woman is telling you, I don't want big wedding, I want she's hiding something. she's hiding something. She doesn't want people to know what she's hiding. She was telling me, I don't want
All right.
I'm a quiet person. And
so when a woman is telling you she doesn't want a big wedding, she's hiding something, all of that, that's nonsense rules. You will need to correlate that with other things before you can make that a rule. If she says she doesn't want, if she said she doesn't want a loud wedding, but she also doesn't want to be on social media, she doesn't post you at all on social media. She seems like she has sneaky ways. She's always hiding in the bathroom and having conversations with strange people you don't know. Then you can rightfully say, okay, you have suspicions. But to just make that a rule that if she doesn't want a big wedding, it could mean that, but it doesn't always mean that, And someone is about to marry you, to use like myopic points like that to determine if they are hiding something or not. It's just, it doesn't exonerate you. If anything, it tells us how weak your perimeters are in terms of people coming into your life and taking advantage of you. And that still has to go back to you, because at the end of the day, people do what they have to do, not justifying it. They do what they have to do to get what they want. People, all of us, we all do that, right? Including playing the victim. All right. So, that doesn't tell us anything that she didn't want a big wedding. There are so many people that don't want loud, big wedding for whatever reasons that's personal to them. Personally, I don't like loud. The last big event that I had was 19 years ago in our wedding. And I know that I don't really like that because I barely remember anything from the 2 days event. The only thing I have is pictures, but I don't remember that I know anybody at my own wedding and stuff like that. So it's very, very, it's not enough to say, oh, just because somebody doesn't want a big wedding, it must mean they're hiding something. Hi, Biba. Good to see you, Biba. Good to see you, Dipsy. Oh, you guys are awesome. For whatever reason, this channel has been abandoned by the algorithms, but you guys keep showing up. So I want to appreciate Dipsy Hart, Biba, K, Nacho, Marriott. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. But we'll keep going until we ginger the algorithms again. Just make sure you hit the like button and we'll take it from there. Let's keep going. All right.
I think it's better to even date someone that is very, outspoken. All these, I don't know, yeah, that they hide under the, I'm quiet. Oh, I don't talk, I'm quiet. So she was the one planning, gave her the money, to be, doing all this planning. And then this woman stopped talking to me.
All right. Before we get into the fact that she stopped talking to you, now you are suggesting that people should look for extroverts as opposed to introverts and forget that there's everything in between there, Again, be careful when you create these stupid rules for yourself after you don't collect. It's not going to pan out well for you. You're going to set yourself up for more failure. I'm talking to all of us now. If you've experienced extreme heartbreak from another person, you need healing. It is not your fault. You need healing. If you think it's your fault, you're going to jump on podcasts and try to throw the other person under the bus, and it's literally going to work against you. You're going to tell on yourself, okay? He spoke about number 2, don't fall for your parents' emotions. This is irrelevant to what happened to him. Whatever happened to him is basically premium breakfast. He got dumped, okay? He got dumped. That happens to the best of us, okay? It's okay. People have the right to choose to be with you or not be with you. But I'm not surprised if they choose not to be with you if this is how you interpret life events. I'm not surprised. Because you interpret life events as you being the victim and the other person being... There's no way that's going to work long term. Because eventually the other person is going to feel like there's nothing they could do right. They can't get it right with you. And some people can handle that. Majority of people cannot handle that. Okay? He said, Biola asked was like, hey, what happened exactly? What did the parents say? And he goes, I'm going somewhere. Because he had nothing substantial to say behind the rule that don't listen to your parents, don't listen to our parents. There's nothing substantial there, We all think you should seek professional help if you run into problems with your personal relationships, but not everybody can afford that. And sometimes it's not even that deep. Sometimes you just talk to one elder in your family and they might help you see that, hey, this is what you're looking at. Hey, it's not just you alone. But now it's coming out and say, don't listen, don't listen to this, don't listen to that. Who do you listen to? Who in your life do you listen to? Right? And then it goes in the UK. In the UK, we present evidence. So I was like, Baba, the evidence is what you are saying to us. So this is not the court. This is the social media. This is the court of public opinion. The evidence is what you're saying to us. There are people that will be able to relate with you because they too, they don't want to learn anything new. There will be people that will be like, I smell bullshit. But anyway, again, he quoted that away, that proverb again, that even if you give a hoe to a mad person, they will basically plow the land towards themselves, right? Meaning, but he's telling himself, but he's actually using that to shame the other lady, as per she had a husband in the past, right? So when she told her story of the past, she told the story to her side, of course. But you should gain the wisdom, you should get a clue from that, and don't come here and be telling us without. Anyway, you can tell us anything, we can see through it. That's what we're saying. So, he's right about one thing, right? Just because somebody has been married in the past doesn't mean they have sense, right? So that means you should be looking deeper. But somehow you fell for that. But I'm still not falling for this idea that you're just a victim, because that's not looking like it so far. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen.
For like about 3 weeks, she won't talk to me. She won't pick my calls until I now put a call through to her mom. You know what? I'm not going ahead with this, wedding again. Mama, she won't talk to me. She was the one planning, gave her the money, to be, doing all this planning. And then this woman stopped talking to me. For like about 3 weeks, she won't talk to me.
Okay, so randomly out of nowhere, she stopped talking to you. Let's assume you're right. She's crazy. She might be going through a lot of stuff. Maybe she had cold feet from her past husband, or she's just crazy. Let's see what you're about to extract out of that, sir.
She won't pick my calls until I now put a call through to her mom. You know what? I'm not going ahead with this, wedding again. Mama, she and her mom went, oh, blessed memory, went to meet her. I don't know. Yeah. She apologized, and then we continue from there. So before I forget, she was working with one company. She was being paid 80,000 euro per month as a contract staff. Only God knows when she has been doing the job. Or anytime they don't renew her contracts, like the heaven is going to fall. At the time, she was working from home, and then when I knew she was coming, I know I would bring her to the UK.
Where was she living? Ondo State or?
No, in Lagos. Yeah, she was living with her two brothers. Another thing, I would try to highlight, even lady, if you're living anywhere, any part of the world, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's good. There are beautiful girls in Nigeria. If you want to come here to pick any girl, like you see any girl, if she's not doing pretty well, if she has not even, fly on local flight between Nigeria, don't date her. My sister.
Don't date
my sister.
That happens.
let me tell you. I want you to be firm with me.
There are good girls who haven't traveled, who does not have the opportunities to go everywhere.
Okay.
It does not mean they are going to be bad in the future.
Let me tell you, 1 out of 10.
That one.
Yeah, but to now find that 1 out of 10, but she get
the statistics.
It's out there, my sister. I've been
It's
around
out
for 4
there.
weeks now.
Okay. Oh, so you got the statistics within
No,
4 weeks?
no, within 4 weeks. I've been collecting. No, I've been collecting. No, I have my evidences. I know what I'm talking about.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Okay, I can tell you today with 5 million naira. Yeah, if you go to what is it called? ShopRite. Yeah, at night. All my guys here know what is happening at ShopRite. I want to meet one more. But you can empower about 10 to 20 people, girls, with 5 million naira, and they will be forever, be grateful to you. With 5, and I know what I'm saying. All what they need is just like a token of 500,000 naira.
Okay.
Just to be independent. That bulk of money, that small money, it might be small. All what they need. My guys know what I'm talking about. Do you understand? All the guys in the house, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, what am I trying to say in a nutshell is that the kind of money I spent on this person, I just need. I mean, there are some ladies out
UK people.
They need one fifth of this money, and they will be where they want to be. Do you understand? because they just need that little opportunity. Do you understand? Just to get there, to move from point A to point B, and they will be there. But there are a lot of things you can do in Nigeria. So as I was saying, so while planning this marriage of a thing, she was keeping married with me. Yeah, that's her start. I still don't take. I didn't know that thing is a big deal.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, so that's another thing, my brother. If you're dating someone, and then 2 days you have issues, she won't talk to you, run away. Do you understand? Yeah. So, and then our mom went to meet her. Our mom is late today. Fairness to her, I'll say it as it is. And she went to meet her. I don't know what he discussed with her. And then, she came back. She apologized, and we continue with the, with the marriage, whatever. But while she was during that period, she was working from home as well. Do you understand? So, I thought about, okay, I'm bringing her to the UK, so I need to empower her before she left. She had already know how to sew. I think she learned this fashion designing thing, and then I thought, okay, if she comes to the UK, in the meantime, while she'll be trying to, get a job, okay, let me employ somebody to teach her how to plait here. I employed someone. I was going to teach her how to, plait here. I was paying. It's even our mother that even got that person for us. I wanted to do, how boring our place could be, but it's only the people that don't been there. They would think living abroad is somehow special. Do you understand? So I also employ someone to teach her how to cook some delicacies, that I might be interested in. I just want to do empower her and my wife. Do you understand? I want to, dedicate my life, to her. Do you understand? So while that one was going on, and then we were planning the marriage, and she planned all the whatever. Do you understand? And I came during the COVID. I think I came to the country on December 31st. 2020, I sneak in to the country, and then we had a small but big wedding at that time.
Is it 2020 or 2021? I'm confused now.
I came during the COVID. I think I came to the country on December 31st.
Okay, December
2020.
2020. Okay.
To the country, and then we had a small but big wedding at that time, because it's not even small, because the hotel we use in Akko or Egbeda area. I paid for about 10 rooms for all our guests that won't be able to go back home, or because of the COVID, blah, blah, blah. They can take rooms, and then, we have Wale Thompson on bandstand, just to let you have idea of. That's why I said I have footages, if you can, do you understand?
Of the wedding. You can post that on the internet yourself, you can see it.
Do you understand? Not knowing that I was just wasting money. Another thing, before I continue.
All right, so let's see how far we've gone thus far. Wow. This man, it's a lot of tweaking as he's talking. He's blinking quite a bit. But let's go back. He said the mom apologized. Okay? He said the mom apologized. And I think that's where it's coming from with the don't marry out of pity thing, right? He said the mom apologized after ghosting him for a little bit, just before they were about to get married, 2019, 2020. And he got ghosted quite a bit. I can imagine why. Your guess is as good as mine, but let's keep going. But he went ahead and created another rule. He said, don't date her if she's never been on a plane before. She's never flew, even if it's just a little bit between Nigeria. Well, your estimate is as good as mine. There's about 200 million people in Nigeria, maybe a little bit more, 220 million. How many millions do you think are people that have been on a flight? Women. Let's break that down in halfway, right? Let's just say 1/4 women, right? About 50 million, 75 million women. How many of those 70 million women do you think have been on a plane? Percentage. Let's go by percentage. Maybe 1%, 2%, maybe less. Who knows, right? So now you've cut that number significantly down. And then in addition to that, right, he gave another stat. He said 1 out of 10. And Biola is saying, where you get all your stats from? He says, it's out there, right? If you're going to quote numbers, please make sure you have something a little bit stronger than it's out there, okay? But here's something that he's talking about. He's talking about malice keeping, stonewalling, silent treatment, right? We all know that this is bad. And by the way, it is emotional abuse. However, I do know that some people use it as coping mechanism. It's just their way of running away from a talkative. If you don't know when to stop and know when to shut up, people will stonewall you, because that's their way. They will go and hide in a shell somewhere. And if they don't hide in a shell somewhere, they actually stop listening to you already. They shut down already. Is this justifiable? No, none of it is justifiable. It's a messy place to be in, where somebody has to, where they feel they need to shut down on you or stonewall, but sometimes that's what they need to cope or to back off a little bit before they can come back to actually discuss whatever the issue is. But again, this is another good man. This is another good man because he said, I'm empowering her. She already learned how to sew, learned how to plait hair, right? And learn how to cook delicacy, right? All right. But the question is that all these things you're doing for her, what are your expectations? Are your expectations well managed? Do you understand this is still another human being with their own autonomy, agency to do life as they deem fit? By the way, influenced by how you move around them, right? Yes, you still have that kind of power, but if you don't know how to use the power, then it's just as useless as they come, right? This man is saying a lot of stuff, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Evidences to back it up, footages, if we can, do you understand? All my conversation here today, I have evidences to back it up. Do you understand? Not knowing that I was just wasting money. Another thing, before I continue, my dear brother, I don't know wherever you are, if you want to marry someone, she doesn't have, financial support to support you in any way. Don't carry all these things all in the name of you have money. Don't do it though. It's a waste of resources. When you boys me now, don't try it. Do you understand? I foot all the people.
Hey, boys,
the reason why this marriage didn't work out is because a penny. I didn't stress her I didn't involve her to put some financial resources into this. Do you understand? That's one of the reasons why.
One of the reasons is because she didn't put anything. She's not invested in the situation. She has no vested interest. Okay, but there are ways you can have vested interest outside of financial. But I'm also guessing that she has no vested interest. She didn't like you. Is that what you're trying to tell us, or she only liked you for your money? Let me say this before I forget. I stumbled into a live stream yesterday by a lady called Sisi Dupe on TikTok, where apparently this guy had called in, or a brother called in, his brother or somebody like that, he called in, and the person accused him of some kind of vindictive behavior where he completely destroyed that person's chances of being in the UK or staying in the UK. And that person has nowhere to go now, and the only choice they have is to go back to Nigeria. But there was some stuff I didn't really get right too, that the idea that he's still actually in the UK without papers. I don't know how far it's true, but I didn't have to have all this information before I could tell that this gentleman seems to have lived quite he doesn't have his affairs in order, okay? He doesn't have his affair in order. So that's some of the stuff that you might see later on with regards to him. Again, when you come out here and you try to see, it's like throwing stones and you live in a glass house, right? Nobody's life is perfect after all. And that's why we want everybody to be careful when you jump out here and you try to castigate the people that have been in your life in the past. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. Shout out to my brother. Greetings, everybody. How all of on a day, Bibake, Dupsy Heart. Why is Oga leading with money and moaning about what he spent? That's a great question, my brother. That's a fantastic question. But let's keep going. Let's go.
So, after the marriage, so I went back to the UK and then trying to see how I can bring her to the country. So, at the time, I couldn't bring her on my status. So I was thinking for a way out. Like, okay, how can I bring her? And then a lot of students, is it route or route, whichever way they call it here. So, and she begged me that I started, because she read science laboratory tech in Yaba Tech. So in the course of not getting a job, she tried to, go into management, doing HR, human resources. And then she begged me, oh, please, my husband, anything I want to do now, I don't want to, deviate from human resources. Let me continue. And I said, whatever you want, you have it. Don't worry. I have friends that are doing pretty well in human resources.
A good man, whatever you want.
Whatever information you needed. Is that what you wanted? No problem. I sourced for all the universities, I sent it to her, apply, get all the informations. Boom. We were lucky. One of the universities not too far away from my city gave her admission. And then I had to call all my friends. And a friend gave me his credit card to pay for.
Let me translate that.
You know how it is now too.
So those of you that say I should go and marry, I've married now, and he made some calls, and
if you want to, you need to pay for some substantial money for the deposit. So a friend gave me a credit card, pay deposits, and then I need to put some money to do a proof of fund. Didn't have some naira to do proof of fund. And what number are we at now?
What number are we?
5, Abi? Number 4.
Number 4
number 4 or
room.
number 5?
Number 5, I think.
Is it number 5? Yeah. If you're talking to any lady and she's telling you that, me and my father were not close. Yeah, we don't have that. My brother, run away. Yeah, please, I beg you in the name of God. Yeah, please, you need to run away.
Yeah, well, they're raised by single mom, and they're doing well.
No, you see, let me tell you.
I just feel that it's not okay to generalize.
I'm telling you what is happening in this
What is happening?
In this generation now. Do you understand? Yeah.
Do you believe there are fathers who are absent?
I agree with you.
Does
But
it make the
Biola.
child a bad person?
but you see, let me now
Biola.
tell you something. Yeah, I want you to be
Biola.
a man to arrive. Do you understand? If I tell you my own story, today, I think my father died at the age of 45. I think I was 16 or 17 when my father died in 1991. Do you understand? And I have 2 siblings. And my mom, she's not educated. And she has 2 kids. Plus me, we are 3. And she refused to remarry and to look after us. Yeah? See me as a first child.
But now you don't collect.
Do you understand? Try everything to for me to get to wherever I want to be.
But now you don't collect, you start creating
Now,
rules.
saying that I am not close to my father. Does it make her a bad person?
No. Maybe in this situation, maybe you need to use your discretion as well, because when someone is telling you, "Oh, me and my father," I have my reason for saying all these. Yeah. I have my reason. Okay. Imagine. I'm
Use your
struggling as
discretion.
your husband because we were married. I'm struggling as your husband to support you, to help you, and I know your father. He has the financial capacity to even borrow me
Your
some money at the
father.
time to bring you to where. Do you understand? And you're telling me you couldn't talk to your father because you were not close with your father. How does that sound to you? No. All the guys in the house. So does it make sense? You're dating someone, you're trying to help her, and then she's okay, and then
But then you need her help now.
If the father said it's not his business, they are not close, and she said she's not going to her father. Some husband will not even allow.
I'm just saying to you, it's part of the big whatever that you need to look into.
Okay, sir.
Because that's not the only problem. Because if someone is not close to her father,
he's looking at other things.
Future problems arises.
He just gave you a
going to
rule.
talk to, because it's happening right now as I'm talking to you. Do you understand? So that's another. You just ignore how. So guys, listen to me.
When you ignore
Listen to me.
guys, listen.
So
Don't listen to these women.
Me and my father, we're not close. Yeah, and then I look at it like, okay. Let me use my first daughter as an example. Do you understand? If I call her now, she lives with her mom in London. Yeah, if I call her, if she sees my call, she'll call back to tell me, Dad, miss your call. Yeah, what's up? Or we'll talk like for that to be we have that relationship. Do you understand?
You have relationship with her.
What make a father not to create time? Our first daughter, our only daughter.
Yes, I hope oblivious of the fact that
guys, don't listen to her. Yeah, so don't take note of what I'm saying.
Uncle Shago, don't listen.
Just ignore her. So as I was saying, and then
Lord.
that's another thing I should have take note.
That's point 6.
Yeah, is it point 6? Yeah, because I said that we are highlighting the points. So and then she said, and I struggled. Yeah, pay interest.
You struggled.
When she was coming, in fact, Kinto jump because I don't want to jump. That same year that she was coming, which I believe no man has ever.
All right, let's have a quick chat. First of all, let me celebrate this super chat. I'm just noticing it's actually a super chat. As we normally do here, especially now that we're trying to ginger things back up on this channel. Let's have Portable thank my brother for this £5 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Gracious Greatness says, but did she reciprocate desire towards you in any way, boss? She married him, you know. She married him, and if that's not enough, you have one option. You dump her. If you can't do that, you don't have the balls to do that, then you need to tell us the rest of the truth. What else are you getting from being with this woman? And I'm not talking about just physically or financially, also emotionally. What does this, there are men that have a woman just because it's a handbag. Tell us what else you're benefiting if you're not finding it easy to just dump her. Because I agree, it's not easy. In fact, that's the point I'm making. It's not easy to just dump a person, right? That's part of the point I'm making. But he won't tell us, of course. Toby and Tribe says, true. You can spend money and still make the person feel like crap. Some people will give you money and remind you 100 times how much they have helped you. Yeah, it's called Olusegun. I've told you guys about that here. If we feel underappreciated, we might yield towards that bad behavior. It is still bad behavior when you start to remind the other person of everything you've done, right? You can argue that, yeah, these two, they should appreciate you, but again, you should learn healthier ways to express yourself if you feel underappreciated by a romantic partner, not just some randoms in the streets, right? Gracious Green says, you supported her through HR, uni, and all of that. Did she show any interest in your goals, occupation, etc., or she was just collecting? I think she was the one that said she wanted to stay in HR, according to him. Like, she just wanted to stay in HR as opposed to cooking delicacy, plating air, and she wanted to stay in HR, right? Biba K said, this man is a Mr. Know-it-all. This is a problem. This is a major, major, major problem. You're right about that, Biba. Gracious Grace, exactly. Belittling someone as you're giving them a hand out. You get it. Gracious greatness. Is this individual a true generous Samaritan looking out for your best interest, or you're there to make them inferior? This is a Mr. Nice Guy. Shout out to Uncle Beno. I see you, my brother. This is a Mr. Nice Guy. Okay? This is another example of a Mr. Nice Guy. This is what a Mr. Nice Guy look like. If you ever wonder, what do we mean by Mr. Nice Guy? Ladies, especially you ladies that always come back and say, I want them nice. No, you don't know what we're talking about. What you need to do is work on yourself so you don't attract the person that will punish you in that relationship for quote unquote claiming to have done a lot of good for you. Okay. Of course, people should be nice and kind and all of that kind of stuff, but the issues you're dealing with are much more deeper than that. Another thing I want to speak to, he mentioned, well, we've kind of been talking about that, the financial support, but then he's not even able to carry the kind of weight he put on himself because he's now asking for the father for help, which is why he created the fifth rule. If the father is not close to that person, see, it's the wise. The wise is what we need to pay attention. Why did you create this rule? Why? So that you can collect from the father who is well off. Remember the father. Remember he told that story earlier on where he said they used to look up to that family. They were like, oh, they had a V-boot when they were growing up. This guy is about maybe a little bit less than 50. He just happened to have a lot of gray. Okay? He's around 50 or maybe a little bit less. But 50 is a long time to not really gather some of this sense. Well, it's working against him, as you can see. So we don't have to go too far. But to be fair to him, he said use discretion in any of these rules, But we're just hearing something else. We're reading between the lines and we're hearing all kind of craziness, So if a person has a relationship with their father, it's a function of the relationship they have with their father. If they're able to talk to their father, that tells us, make sure you foster a good relationship with your children, because all of that nonsense, when you point fingers, the four of those fingers point right back at you. Uncle Bendo says it's 51. Yes, so there you have it. I estimated well enough. He's 51. There's a problem here. Anyway, let's keep going here. I didn't want to miss Uncle Bendo's show today. That's why I started early, because I know this was going to take me some time. But I'm doing well, right? Let's keep going. This brother, he don't collect, but he go collect more. I don't think he's learned any lesson.
Ever in her life. That same year that she was coming, which I believe no man has ever in her life treated her the way I've treated her. Yeah, I gave her a surprise, birthday. I met Sister Ronke. She's my good friend. So Ronke was okay during the COVID. In one of the I'm a contractor, I'm an engineer. So I went to one city. We met. We became friends, and then during the COVID, she was in my city. We were at my place, and then so we get close. And then when she now traveled back to Nigeria, and I told her that you help me to surprise my wife, my missus. She'll be coming in September. May is her birthday, so you go and and this is my ex. She doesn't watch Yoruba movie, but accidentally or coincidentally, I asked her one day, like, okay, I know you don't watch Nollywood, whatever. Yeah, you are of this America. Do you even like any Yoruba actresses, or which one of them is your favorite? Coincidentally, she mentioned Ronke. I said, okay, as God we have it. And I told her, Sister Ronke, you help me to go and surprise her. Yeah,
he introduced her to good people.
Video where she was crying,
superstars.
Like I said, maybe this video or this we have part 2. Then I'll just wait for her to.
So that would have been an evidence of what?
Consider. Do you understand? And Ronke went. Yeah, went and then surprised her. She was, and then September, when she was about to leave the country, she was given a visa, put ₦1 million into her account. Yeah, that's why I was saying that girls are there, that all they need is just maybe 200,000. Yeah, they will be where they want to be. Do you understand? Yeah, guys, you need to watch it. Do you understand? So yeah, buy whatever you want to buy. Yeah, I did a British Airways for her to come. Do you understand? This is someone that's never been on the plane before. Do you understand? I'm trying to highlight all this because it's very important. You know why? Why? Because she was given the background she had. If I think any opportunity background to me, maybe she could only mommy. Because of our
time.
Yeah.
So you brought her to the UK.
Yeah, to the UK. That's where
right now.
So that's where the problem started from. Yeah, I didn't know she had a plan.
What was the $1 million for?
No, just to buy whatever she needed before.
Bring.
Because
of our time.
Yeah.
So
The British Airways for her to come. Do you understand? This is someone that's never been on the plane before. Do you understand? I'm trying to highlight all this because it's very important. You know why? Why? Because she was given the background she had. If I think any opportunity background to me, maybe she could only mommy. Because of our time. Yeah.
So you brought her to the UK.
Yeah, to the UK.
That's where
the
$1 million right now.
So that's where the problem started from. Yeah, I didn't know she had a plan.
What was the $1 million for?
No, just to buy whatever she needed before.
To bring and all of that.
Whatever, yeah. So
and
she came to the, and that's where the problem started from. All the little signs that I didn't see clearly then, now started glaring. Do you understand? Not knowing she had a plan.
Okay.
Yeah, this woman she's so egoistic that I think before she left, the only thing to me was she never can look by con go joke by con so pe ile oko elekeji to nlo yi o wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ilé ọkọ lélẹ́ yìí o ẹ̀hún láti tẹríba fọ́kọ o láti kúnlẹ̀ fọ́kọ o in fact I even tried. I think the lady doesn't have my time. Àjọkẹ́ àdé kan ní kó jókòó báyìí kan sọ pé ilé ọkọ ẹlẹ́kejì tó ń lọ yìí the only thing tí mi ò ṣe ni pé kí n lọ gba èèyàn kan ní kó jókòó báyìí kan sọ pé ilé ọkọ ẹlẹ́kejì tó ń lọ yìí o wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ilé ọkọ lélẹ́ yìí o ẹ̀hún láti tẹríba fọ́kọ o láti kúnlẹ̀ fọ́kọ o in fact I even tried. I think the lady doesn't have my time. Àjọkẹ́ àdé AYD sort of I want to just to be able to talk some things to maybe TLE.
You called Àjọkẹ́.
I swear.
To educate her.
Yeah, to educate her.
On how to be respectful.
No, just to be, I mean, 42 or 40, whatever, just to, because I don't know why the first marriage didn't.
No, I want to know what you brought her for.
Yeah,
teach her what?
Yeah, just to
teach her Yoruba.
Just to know the culture, just to know our culture, being on told you yeah, in general. You want to put it that way? No, now. No, but marriage you work in the end. Because in Bami, talk almost on being in your man try be. Yeah.
You brought Àjọkẹ́.
No, she didn't have my time to, I tried to.
Okay, you wanted her to teach a 42-year-old.
Because I was sitting in there.
There's a lot that was just said. I personally like to be only. In fact, my love language, my primary love language is word of affirmation. Let me speak is accent. My word of affirmation is my, it's my thing. So I love when my yawo pamile and I feel it if she falls short. I feel it. I feel if she falls short. Fall short doesn't mean she's not saying things to me, but if she says anything that make me feel some type of way, I feel it. Not necessarily directly, but even if it's backhanded, I feel it. So I'm not saying for someone to be able to edify their husband, to be able to, what's the word? To say edifying things, endearing, that's the word, things to your husband. I can appreciate that. However, this man here, let me see. Prefer to be kind rather than nice. Something about Oga seems off. It doesn't seem to be a genuine and integrous man wanting to really support her. Actually, in this context, I'm starting to push back a little bit, but let me dance a little bit first. Let me take a deep breath and dance.
You're right.
So you're right from a dictionary meaning standpoint, right? But people are starting to use the word kind to really discount what we mean by Mr. Nice Guy too. And I need people to really understand this. It takes the whole point of this, it takes more than you being nice, kind, a good person, good character. It takes more than all of that to sustain a romantic relationship. You know why? Because another human being is involved. Your active listening skills, paying attention, emotional intelligence, social intelligence are going to carry a lot of the weight. So sometimes even being kind is not what you want to lead with. You need to understand you're trying to sow a seed. You need to make sure that the ground is well prepared for that. You need to make sure that the person you're trying to sow a seed towards, whatever that seed is, can receive it. That's really a major, major, major point of contention when it comes to the Mr. Nice Guy concept. You know, just to add that in real quick. But like you guys are saying in the chat, this guy is a very, very interesting character. Thank you for the £5, my brother. Uncle Bendo said he's a mad man. Toby and Tribe says this man is a traditional man. He should go for a traditional woman. I actually think he went for a traditional woman. It gets worse. It gets worse. He went all the way to Nigeria to go and pick a woman, right? How traditional, how much more traditional do you want to go? When he trains them and groom them and hire an ajoke a day to help him train them? Exactly what we're talking about here, right? The reality is that we all live in 2026, right? And it's not as simple as, hey, just get a traditional person or just, like attracts like. No, actually opposites attract each other. That's the way it works. And this kind of man is not going to listen to you anyway. He's interested in what he's interested in. His problem is that he's going to attempt to change that person. That's the problem here. And he's not a traditional man. I actually take an offense when I'm starting to take an offense when we paint traditional men as men that don't know what they're doing. Traditional men know how to take care of a woman. Traditional men, our culture knows how to take care of a woman. I'm not talking about the part of our culture from from 1913 that some people are using to abuse other human beings. That's not our culture. Our culture is our way of life today. If there's certain traditions from the past that need to die, that's going to go through a process. That need to die. We need to call that out for what it is, right? So, for example, people talk about the Ozoro Festival. I was on Uncle Beno's show and people were talking about that. We need to separate these things so that we don't keep shooting ourselves on the legs with identity crisis. Our culture is not the culprit here. Just like marriage is not the culprit here. It's the people that are lame, that don't know how to evolve with the times. And we need to bring them down as close as possible to individual level. Okay? Only because we're talking about personal relationships. Okay? Outside of that, when it comes to public, at work, workplace, in public, we can also bring that into the conversation. And yes, we should keep advocating for some of those traditions to die. Not natural death. We need to get into the process of killing them. Okay, if they're abusing certain groups of people, for example, women or children. Why are you highlighting these specific things? Why can't you say you put some money into the wife's account rather than specifically mentioning you put 1 million naira into account? Because is very important. Okay, UK people say it's very important that you know this exact amount of money. Okay, Biba said it's evident he felt he could lord over her because of her background. Quite low to have to mention she has never been on a plane. Gracious Greatness says it sounds like Oga Sir did not vet his wife correctly with the community before plunging into marriage with the lady. I'll tell you what, this guy was hanging out in the streets for long. Okay? When you're hanging out in the street for so long, you get to it's a bell curve. Okay, it's a bell curve. You get to a point it plateaus and it starts to decline because of many reasons. For example, culture. For example, the new generation. For example, you would have, especially as a man, you would have a tendency to want to think you can go for younger ladies, right? Right. I was just looking at Skills. Skills is now with a 27-year-old lady. I think Skills is around 35. Well, it's not too far off, but you know. The older you get, the more you want to go for younger ladies. But now we're talking about gap in age and generations, right? Does that poses another level of vulnerability for that relationship? Yes. Can you walk around it? Yes, especially if you're intentional about it. We just have to educate ourselves like, okay, this age gap, what's the downside to having this difference in dimensions? Discuss it, have a conversation around it, have controls, not controlling, have like measures to mitigate when issues come up because of age difference. But how many people do you think are doing that? Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. So no, definitely he did not vet. He had liked this lady for a long time. They've known each other for 26, 27 years. They actually, it seemed like they came from the same village or same streets because they used to look up to that family. Okay. And he's still talking about the father's money. This doesn't sound good, no matter how he tried to shape it. He's talking about your father was well off and all this kind of stuff, so why can't you get some help from your father? That is crazy, okay? That is crazy to say that out loud. He talked about he's an engineer, right? I heard yesterday that he graduated with an engineering degree. As you know, we like to separate the two. I'm an engineer, okay? Because I practice. He graduated with an engineering degree. It's different from you actually practice. But in Nigeria, we don't know the difference. In fact, we'll put a title on it. Engineer Olusegun Oluwale. He has the right. He got the degree. Okay. All right. So from no plane to British Airways. Ouch. He has never been on a plane. He put her on British Airways. How dare you say that this uncle does not deserve a wife, a wife that will take care of him until he die at old age? How dare you, as a good man that he is? How dare you? Especially if you have such a good background, you should have some home training. What happened to home training? And then, of course, he went for. He's pointing out all the red flags, right? Now, I have a question for you guys, right? If 11 out of 12 people, I did that intentionally. If 11 out of 12 people will not remember red flags while dating a new person that they fancy, right? If 11 out of 12 people will not remember red flags, why do we keep going back to that as that actually is going to help somebody? By the way, we don't go back to it until we have collect. Would too. Right? We start pointing out red flags after we have just collect.
Sorry.
Isn't that a bit too late? Like again, if 11 out of 12 people are not capable of remembering anything about red flag when they like a person the way this gentleman clearly liked that lady and still like her, by the way, never mind what he's saying to himself to make himself feel good. Why do we keep coming up with stupid solutions that don't work, that only work when you're saying abamo, when you're saying you regret? It only works to help you regret your life more, and it gets worse because regret and guilty are poisons that will poison your future relationship. We have serious issues to deal with when it comes to this thing called love. He keeps undermining his wife. This man seems insecure to me. Gracious Greatness says, a whole British Airway. Abibiba, you too, you said that, right? He hired a trainer, a groomer. No, he said he would have loved to hire a trainer or groomer. Not a trainer who speaks Yoruba, not to teach her Yoruba because she's a traditional woman, she already speaks Yoruba, but to give her that that idea of tradition that he wants. That oof, where you kneel down, you take care of your husband, you know how to apologize to your husband whenever you did something wrong. Just say, I'm sorry when you're wrong. It doesn't matter who was actually wrong. Just say, I'm sorry to your husband. Akmole, Nimala. Let's keep going. This guy, man, I swear. I didn't know that this thing was so much content. Let's keep going. How many minutes am I in? Okay, a little bit over an hour. Not doing badly. Let's keep going.
Oh, God. What's in there? And I'm not joking. I have proofs. Okay. I have evidences. I have proofs. Oh, wow.
Evidence,
this will be the first stage. Maybe I'll now wait.
No, we don't mind.
Yeah. Maybe after Timalo Bok, No. I want that. So do you understand? But the reason why I'm doing this is because I want the younger ones to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fifth floor. My fifth floor is around the corner. Yeah, so I believe.
If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, you can scan the code on the screen, by the way.
Because sometimes when they want to go abroad, they will have something good going on for them. They will have a good relationship.
They pretend.
My fifth floor is. Yeah. Maybe after Timalo Bok, No. I want that. So do you understand? But the reason why I'm doing this is because I want the younger ones to learn.
To learn.
Yeah, fifth floor. My fifth floor is around the corner. Yeah, so I live abroad. I'm tired of living abroad. So
okay, Uncle Beno, he said his fifth floor is around the corner, so it must be 49, 48 or something. Is it 51 or 49? I won't be surprised if it's actually 51. It doesn't matter. it wouldn't really matter, but I'm just saying he said his fifth floor is around the corner.
The younger ones they aspire to go abroad, because sometimes when they want to go abroad, they will have something good going on for them. They will have a good relationship, thinking, I love everything. I love for the rest of their life. All because they want to go and just shadow over
They want to japa.
We need to educate them, the younger ones, from 30 to 40.
Okay. Yes, don't just japa.
One buffoon, tó máa ń sọ pé tó máa ń sọ àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ lórí internet tó máa ń ní mo bẹ̀bẹ̀ fẹ́ mo ṣe kíníkan I don't know what they call his name.
One buffoon.
Tó ń ṣe 419 lórí social media báyìí. Táwọn tó bá ti sọ àwọn èèyàn méjì pa ni kó sọ pé mo bẹ̀bẹ̀ fẹ́ kíníkan.
Oh, wait.
To live with a woman.
Lege as collect. Is that lege?
For a woman to live with a man, it's not a day job. Do you understand? It's hard work.
Lege as collect.
So I'm just saying all this for the younger. I just came out of depression, my sister.
Lege as collect.
In my city, I live 5 minutes away from hospital. I live, where for the younger. I just came out of depression, my sister. I live in my city. I live 5 minutes away from hospital. I live, where what do you call a shop or whatever is behind my house. Bus station, tram, whatever is around where I live. Do you understand? I've never bought King Tower CB by one lot to monitor me because I have high blood pressure now. Because of this rubbish. I just came out of depression.
Hey. Wow.
Because of all this rubbish. Do you understand what I was saying?
God.
So I don't want all these guys. Do you know how many guys have died all in the name of because they got it wrong? Because they married to a wrong person. Yeah? Because they married to someone very selfish, self-centered. You spend all your money on them, Because of this lady, at a point, I love cars. I used to sell cars. I have a tray plate in the UK that I used to sell. I love cars a lot. I couldn't drive the type of car I want because I want to give her a good life. I have to pay my bills. I do shopping, do everything. Do you know how painful that was?
Cars.
For someone to walk away out of the marriage. Do you think if I had asked her father or if I had asked her to bring 5 million naira and then she even said, do you think she walk away that way? You wouldn't understand. So we need to tell these younger ones so that they don't fall a victim.
Okay, let's go to the story because of.
I get it because we need. You're
story
the one
don't
trying
need.
to. So you're the one.
I'm not trying to. It's just my job too.
I know, but I'm just trying to say to you that do you understand? There's no big deal about it. So there's no whatever. Everybody, we have our past. We made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But go about it. The constant thing, like the English people say in life, is constant. Do you understand?
So what happened when she got to it?
So when she got it, that is when I know that she had her own plan. But I didn't know.
She had her own plan.
The big thing. Do you understand? Where she started from is over from Lemon Melody. Yeah, she will be cooking. Yeah. My apartment where I live, we don't use gas. We use electric. Do you understand? Electric, whatever, pot plate or whatever. Do you understand? The hot plate, yeah. And it doesn't take 10 minutes, rice is done. This woman will sit down in the bedroom and, and then she will burn the whole, do you understand? Burn everything. Not the first time, not the second time. Just to muliaye sumi.
Just to muliaye sue.
In the morning, that's what I want to eat in the morning. Money, nothing. And that's the end of the conversation for the day. We don't talk.
We don't talk.
You know the one thing that is so funny. If she works from home, yeah. If she doesn't go to work,
such a punishment.
Some books in a bag, she will go to the library. Another point that I made, another mistake that I made, because your friend's wife is getting our own marriage right. Don't use that yardstick to judge your own marriage too. That's another biggest mistake I made.
Don't compare.
I almost forgot that. She has this friend that we went to, school together in Nigeria.
Good
One,
point.
I think I've been to her. That one I've stopped. It's our own husband that brought her to the country. Do you understand? We were friends at the time. It was when we started talking that, I realized.
But let me guess, she was comparing.
My ex-wife's friend that they went to school together. But this woman have celebrated her husband twice. Surprise birthday. In fact, the last surprise birthday, he came to my house to come and cook for her husband. But I was using that yardstick to see, okay, maybe now it's not enough, my sister. Don't do it because someone else, whatever. No, because the person you're dating, she doesn't have this. Because you can work on it. You can everybody can develop he or herself in a way and learn new things. Do you understand? So if you are like the same thing, 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, not 5th time.
What would she be doing? Was she reading?
This deliberate. No, when they want to start this whole thing to victimize you, they will start from
victimize
somewhere,
you.
To provoke you. Do you understand? She now did one thing one day. Do you understand? Because that's the only thing. Because I actually called the parent to tell them something like this happened, and I'll say it on here because I have no reason to lie. So on this day, she did the same thing. Burnt my food as usual. Almost burnt the whole house. It was during the summer. I think that should be 2022. Yeah. So summer 2022. I was so angry.
And so angry.
You can't raise your hand. I wasn't brought up that way too. I just told her, no problem. Initially, I asked her to get me something very close by, and I said, don't worry. There you go. She's so egoistic.
Ego.
My dear. That night I said, it was really summer. I think it was around probably 8 or 9 p.m. Yeah, I sent her a message. And I said, you know what? Don't worry. Yeah, just one day, I'll go to bed hungry. And then she now went behind me to go and do what I told her not to. I want to put this to you now. You've burnt my food, right? You wanted to find a way to make me happy. And I said, don't worry. If you were in my shoe, what would you do that night to make me happy? If you're my, let's assume, I'm probably the table around.
Like common sense now. Like, let's just use common sense. What would you do at this moment to make me happy? Otijo onjemi, you're burnt my food, not our food, my food. Now, in this moment, what would you do to make me happy? Hey, Marriott. Hey, Blossom D. Good to see you guys. What would you do to make me happy? Because you burnt my food now. My food. Make me happy. Right? Make me happy. Happiness is not... What do we like to say to ourselves? It is not your partner's work to make you happy. Job to make you... Again, I'm debunking all the talking points. Pardon me. Work with me, okay? Work with me. But let me read some chat, then I'll come to my commentary. Gracious Greatness says, if that's not a lady's character, you can't change her and demand that behavior from her by force. Yes, that's true. At least not by force. Blossom D. John says, it's all about him spending money. Mara says, I am far behind, but this man let his mom and mother-in-law move straight to paying dowry from the talking stage. Yeah, pretty much. Essentially. He was, in fact, they had to beg him to come to Nigeria to come and do it in person. He was broadcasting her age to shame her, but we can't know his age. It's around the door from 50. Uncle Beno says it's 51. It's probably more so like 51. Either way, it's 50. Let's just call it 50, right? I guess the woman is a reflection of this man. For every action, there's a reaction. Yeah, without making it, you made me do it, right? That's again, the nuances is really where the wisdom with relationships are. That's what I want us to pay attention to. Man and woman, the nuances is really where we need to, reading between the lines is what we need to be paying attention in 2026, because all of us know all the rules. We've created rules for ourselves. The talking points, they're not working. The same talking points you use to say you want to ask someone to understand you is the same talking points they will use against you. So everybody is in poto. Everybody just locked up in the gridlock, right? This is supposed to be an elder, but he sounds naive about a few things. He doesn't sound streetwise when it comes to some of these things. He would argue that he's street smart, but when it comes to when it comes to the matter of obìnrin, there's another level of wisdom that you need And all that common sense nonsense is just not going to work. Okay, the only thing that is going to work is GPS, grounding in gratitude and God, purpose, driven by pain. Do you know how to flip pain into purpose, into building a better life for yourself? Abi, you just want to blame everybody else for your pain. And then S stands for the unit source of truth, self leadership, source of truth and sustainability. He just actually alluded to it, funny enough. He just said, if you're just not there, you're not there, you're not there. It's, he said it in some interesting ways, that if this thing no day there, you just no day there. Toby and Tribe says, how do you make your partner feel? Do they feel safe around you? They were living like strangers. That is a good thing you picked out, Toby and Tribe. He said it, like I said, he told on himself. He said, she comes in and said, what do you want to eat? She's still coming to say, what do you want to eat? Baba, she don't count down. She doesn't look for exit at that point in time. And then she doesn't talk to you for the rest of the day. Ouch. You need to tell us the rest of the story. What happened? We need to know what else happened there. But I'm guessing you're not going to tell us. Well, you want us to tell her she's wrong. She's wrong. Okay, she should also seek help. But just telling her she's wrong doesn't help you, right? Right? And my guess is that wrong yapa, everybody did wrong. So we need to highlight the objective. Usually the objective is not to determine who is right or wrong. The objective is unity between a husband and a wife. The objective is harmony between a husband and a wife. And short term, most times, short term, sometimes you have to talk your own feelings inside so the other person can feel heard, so you can hear the other person, so you can actually know how to add value to their lives, so you can actually know how to make them feel safe and secure around you. Does that seem unfair? No, it's not unfair, because remember, they are going to feel safe around you and then reciprocate, right? It's going to create a cycle, right? But sometimes it takes you just calm down. You lead. Yes, ladies, sometimes you have to lead. If you are the one that catches that mood first, you lead by, taking the time to understand where the other person is coming from. I prefer that the man is leading, but sometimes it's the woman, and that's how relationships work. There's this unrealistic thing that we paint in our head where everybody is just come together simultaneously and the head is they just have sense. The head is just correct. It doesn't exist anywhere, okay? What you're looking at when it looks like it exists is that you're looking at a cycle of people who will learn how to take care of each other. And that started with one person, oftentimes, at least from what we can see, observe with our naked eyes and senses. And that's something that no one else is talking about. Everybody is talking about, you love each other. Both of you are wrong. Both of you, that's what you hear everywhere. It doesn't exist. There's no both of you. The only thing that exists is you, self-leadership. And if that's not good enough, you dump the person and you move on. If you can't dump the person, that means you're getting value out of it already. And you're not telling us, or you're not capable of telling us the value you're getting out of it. You just rather play the victim. And of course, if we tell you, you will call it victim shaming. All right, let's keep going. Uncle Beno say about Bawiri, childhood crush, rich girl then. Come out eye. Yes, Marriott. Yes. That's the thing that this guy fell for. It looks like he was still fascinated by his memory of that girl's childhood. Gracious Grace said, egotistic, oga, not ego. Hey, Jesus, speaking like he's highly educated, but he's speaking you guys British accent, right? That's what he's speaking, right? And he already gave a disclaimer. I don't understand English. I just understand British accent. Anyway, a couple of things I wanted to touch on here. Lege, I don't know if you noticed that Lege Colette. Do you know who Lege Miami is? He said one buffoon. He said one buffoon like that. Anyway, he talked about his depression. We can't make fun of that. But I personally, I can't diagnose him. But the way he should still check if he's still depressed or not. He needs to go back and check if he's still depressed. And he needs to take care of himself. To be fair to him, he's not judging divorcees. But kind of, sort of, because he brought it up a couple of times. You see, It's not when you say I'm not judging divorcees that make us know you're not judging divorcees. But the fact that you have to bring this up a couple of times, tell us everything we need to know about how judgmental you are of divorcees. If not, this would never come up in this conversation. But it's not your fault. You just didn't know that you're judging. Sometimes you're judging, but you don't know that you're judging. I know human beings are just complicated, right? He brought up the burnt food, but I wanted to bring this up because the burnt food, what was the purpose? He said to punish and to victimize you. To punish and to victimize you. See, if you don't have the capacity to comprehend the events happening in your life, or you don't take on the power to give them meaning, you're going to come up with the wrong solutions all the time. Solutions such as jump on a podcast and see if I can, in the name of teach younger men, see if I can speak of how highly of a good guy I am, right? It's not going to work, right? But then he said something. He said, don't compare. It's another talking point that we use to shoot ourselves on the legs. It is absolutely true that it is lame. You shouldn't be comparing your partner to other people. That's very, very true. But to be delusional, to not see that you will be compared if you're falling short, that's another problem entirely. Okay? They're kind of related, but that's another problem entirely. People will compare. People will use baselines to determine if they are having a good time, if they are having a good situation, to determine if they should improve themselves, to determine if the grass is greener on the other side. Yes, it will always seem greener on the other side. Yes, they will compare. Okay? If you're under the authority of my voice, be careful with comparing. But there are nuances as usual, right? Now, like I always said, you should give your partner the freedom to express their expectations, but you must manage your own expectations. We can't just preach out to the general public and say, give freedom to express expectation. No, but you too have expectations. You don't want to be pouring from an empty cup. So you should still do something with your own expectations. You should manage it. Why? Now, there's a third leg to this. You must trust the law of reciprocity. You're creating a cycle. Okay? You're creating a cycle here, and you must trust that it will cycle back to you. Or circle back to you. I don't know which one I should pick out of that. To circle back to you if you trust. But in the meanwhile, while you're trusting, you must have enough in you. That's why we always ask for self-love, self-respect, okay? So that you don't turn around and jump on the internet after depleting yourself and then claiming to be the victim. Because the general public will say, don't victim shame. Me, I will tell you, say, no, I want to empower the victim. I didn't disagree that you're not a victim. But my own job is to empower you. Okay, I'm not going to have you lie in there. Okay, and you don't have to take it. Those who take it will take it. All right, so yeah, he mentioned something about ego. You know, he was so angry, but then she exercises a lot of ego. My guess is that she's a person who shuts down. She shuts down. He calls it malice keeping. Yes, it's still malice keeping. It's stonewalling. It's one of the 4 predictors of divorce. But so is defensiveness. So is criticism. Right? Stonewalling, defensiveness, criticism, and contempt. I'm right, you're wrong. Those 4 things. If you have those 4 things going on, I'm not surprised if you end up on Biola, Adebayo. There's no surprise here. I'm sorry. It's just 4. It's just 4, that's all. Let's keep going.
Something else for you, right?
Cook something else, and then what else can you do? Yeah, that night because I'm angry. Yeah, what can you?
Depends on the relationship you have.
It doesn't matter. I'm your husband. You are my wife.
The relationship doesn't matter.
Let's assume it's not deliberate. So I'm turning the table around now. So
no, please don't turn it around. Just
okay. Yeah. So that night she went out after telling her not to do so, and then I was angry and I locked the door. The intention is to lock the door for 30 minutes. I'm saying this. Nobody's putting gun on my head. Yeah. To lock the door for 30 minutes because you obey me. I told you not to go out, and she went out. And when she came back, because she's so egoistic, she won't apologize. She has never apologized for anything.
You locked which door?
Okay, so where I live, so I live in an apartment whereby I'm upstairs. Someone is downstairs, but there's a little walkway that leads to the the outside of the of our where we live, apartment. Do you understand?
So you lock the door to your apartment.
To my own apartment, so she can walk in to the walkway, and then she can go into my own apartment. Does that make sense?
She can't come in since you lock the
No, no, no. She can't come into our own apartment, but she will be in the walkway.
Hey!
Do you understand? Because there's another apartment downstairs.
Yes, that's the walkway that leads to your apartment.
My apartment and the other.
You lock the place, you lock the door to your apartment. That means if I'm
She can't
coming
come in.
inside, I can't come to our apartment,
Yeah,
right?
she can't come into our.
That's what-
Yeah. So
she has to be
in the walkway. In the walkway.
or the other
Please,
people's
please,
apartment.
No. Yeah, she can't even go into the other, but she can only.
She can be in the walkway.
She can only be in the walkway.
Okay.
Do you understand? Do you understand? So yeah. So and that very night because she disobeyed, do you understand? And I was expecting this woman to at least call to apologize, but because of the person who she is, do you understand? She won't.
Sorry, I want to hear
And she
that
said when
again.
she came back, she
Let's
said,
go back.
My apartment and the other.
I want to hear the shalaye.
Apartment. Okay, so where I live, yeah. So I live in an apartment whereby I'm upstairs, someone is downstairs, but there's a little walkway that leads to the, the outside of the, of our where we live, apartment. Do you
So
understand?
you lock the door to your apartment.
To my own apartment, so she can walk in to the walkway, and then she can,
So it's better than actual outside.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She can't come in since you lock the
No.
walkway.
She
So
can't come
at
into our
least
own
she
apartment,
didn't
but
lock
she'll
her
be in the
outside, but
walkway.
kind of, sort of.
Do you understand? Because there's
kind
another
of.
apartment downstairs.
Yes, that's the walkway that leads to your apartment.
My apartment and the other.
You lock the place, you lock the door to your apartment.
Yeah, to my own apartment.
That means if I'm
She
coming
can't come in.
inside, I can't come to our apartment,
Yeah,
right?
she can't come into our.
That's what-
Yeah. So
she has to be
in the
in the walkway
in the walkway.
or the other people's apartment.
No. Yeah, she can't even go into another, but she can
Okay,
only.
but she can be in the walkway.
She can only be in the walkway.
Okay.
Do you understand? So yeah. So and that very night because she disobeyed, do you understand? And I was expecting this woman to at least call to apologize, but because of the person who she is, do you understand? She won't apologize. And she started when she came back, she started banging the door. Do you understand? And then I came back because I timed, and I don't have no reason, like I said, I have no reason to lie. I timed myself like it's going to be for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, I came down and I opened the door. But because of who she is,
At the time she was banging the door, you didn't.
I didn't open the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So because of who she is, yeah, she won't even try to say, okay, I'll call me. Do you understand? Maybe no, and then you're angry because of what happened and all that. Do you understand? And then she was at that walkway till in the morning, and the door was opened. It was when I was going to work. I even thought, because most times when we have issues, she will move from the bedroom to the guest room. That's what she normally do. And she'll be avoiding you when you want to go to the kitchen or the toilet, not for that, so that
Wait.
and the door was opened and all that. Do you understand? And then she was at that walkway till in the morning, and the door was opened. It was when I was going to work. I even thought, because most times when we have issues, she will move from the bedroom to the guest room. That's what she normally do. And she'll be avoiding you when you want to go to the kitchen or the toilet, not for that, so that you won't meet. That's who she is. They're that kind of people. Do you understand? And that morning I just realized, because she sat there all night. Do you understand? I'm like, okay. And then I went to work. Yeah. If my wife says to you in the morning, if she message you that she loves you in the morning, if you offend her, she will retrieve that love in the afternoon. Acting like you are boyfriend and girlfriend. So like you have to beg. I beg for attention from this woman. In this
Oh,
relationship.
you beg.
And point, what are we now?
Point seven.
Yeah, point 7. If you want to date
Ah,
someone,
obìnrin.
try no matter how to deal with this person, to know, if you can cope with, whatever, SSs or whatever, because it's very important. If I had invited her to the UK when I wanted to invite her, all this, I won't be in this mess now. Yeah. So yeah, and then that morning I went to work. This has been the pattern of life. If
So you left her, that was when she now.
she came in to dress and to go to work. That's who she is. That's how we've been living. Do you understand? So, and then on this day in 2020, and then I forgot to put this here. So she has turned herself to FBI because she knows my password on my phone. She's my wife. Yeah, I thought it's right for her. She would go behind me, sneak into my phone. She will do whatever she likes, getting some whatever. But that's a part of the game she wants to play with me. Go behind me, because most of the time we go on holiday. Do you understand? We stream music from my phone. I'll give her while we're inside the car. I'll give her my phone, put my password so that we can enjoy music together. So she will go behind me to be digging, checking my phone. I didn't know she was doing all this. Do you understand? So now, and fast forward to
What did she find in the
January
phone?
2024. We're in 2026 now. Yeah. So on this day, I think I was very sick. Yeah, and then we went to bed as usual. My wife won't check on you, won't sleep well. We never hug on the bed. That's why we sleep naked or whatever.
It needs
She has never
attention.
come to me or be on my show. No, we don't do that. Do you understand? So on this day, I was very sick, and I went to work. She saw me not feeling too well. Went to bed. In the morning, I struggled. I'm not sure if I would manage to drive to work. But I managed. But I couldn't finish that my shift. I had to come back. And she was working from home. This woman won't check up on me to say, "Báwo lọkọ mi? Mo rí pé tábàtì ẹ̀ ń jà. Mo rí pé you were not feeling too well yesterday." That's who she is. Taking to check up on you. Do you understand? And I came back and I was so angry.
All right, it's a lot of anger by this man. Wow, interesting. Okay, so Biola said it depends on the relationship. You know what he said? He said it doesn't matter. He literally said it doesn't matter. Let me warn all of you. When you're inside of a marriage, there's only one thing that matters: the underlying relationship. Not even marriage. Okay, not even marriage itself. Marriage itself, that one. That one go enter poto poto. Yeah. That marriage enter poto poto. If your attitude about the underlying relationship is it doesn't matter, yes, I'm picking his words, but he's saying a lot that basically correlates with his overall mindset. She won't apologize because you guys have negative perceptions of each other. I actually think she won't apologize because it's her personality. It's part of her personality. But it's not going to help. Like, this guy will not help. Okay, that woman was running away for a long time. Okay, they started from somewhere. She had some kind of hopes. He swear, no, this woman had ulterior motives. I disagree. No, I'm not there, you're right, but I disagree. I have the right to do that. I just disagree. Many people always like to point or pinpoint ulterior motives. They are pretending. People can pretend for so long. Yes, so can you. Okay? So can you. You too can also pretend. But then you locked her outside and you try to justify it by making the hallway into two different apartments. Make it sound better than outside. If it was truly better, you wouldn't need to explain.
We go explain because no evidence.
If it was truly better, you wouldn't need to explain that it was all way. It wasn't really outside. If it was really, these are things I want you guys to be paying attention to. And then after that, you expect her to come and apologize. She should come and apologize after all of that.
Not be juju be that.
Wow. He said he has no reason to lie. Here's what I want you to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of people, they don't lie. They don't lie. The issue is not lies. Okay? In fact, this kind of people are truth tellers. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I mean that with all my heart.
You're right.
This kind of people are truth tellers. Precisely what they're going to weaponize to manipulate you. But he told on himself. That relationship was full of a lot of moments of moving into the guest room. Whenever they argued, she shuts down. He keeps talking. He won't shut up. She shuts down. He won't shut up. She shuts down. He won't shut up. Right? She burns some foods. Right? And then he will come back, because he will never stop talking. He will come back and beg. And then eventually he will resent the fact that he had to beg for the attention, because she will never beg. She is just that toxic too. Well, I don't know that, to be honest. I don't know that part. But I can understand it. Because she will never beg. She would rather sit in that hallway. Even if she knew that door was open, hey, you kicked me out, right? She will sit in that hallway. Last, maybe she'll come on the internet and tell us the side of her story. But of course, she will sneak into the phone, because she never really cared. But she wants to sneak into the phone to look for things to implicate you. But she will never say, even if you are sick, she will never apologize. She will never say, are you okay? She's just that cold. And somehow you're innocent, you're the victim, and you went there and you married this woman. Are you an enabler or a victim? Okay, you're right. Victim is a default. Okay? Victim is the default. Villain and victim, those are default positions. But there's a third leg here. There's a third position, we call it enabler. She will pretend it doesn't exist. Oh, Lord. Toby and Tribe says, this man is traumatized. The woman might be too. They could both be heartbroken. She's doing exactly what she did best. She shuts off. She's done. She will never want to be associated with Uncle Shegun ever again. Ever. I want her, but she doesn't deserve moi. Oh, let's keep going.
That day, like, you were working from home. It costs nothing. You've been doing this. If I go out of the city, you won't check up on me. All what I'm telling you now, like I said, I have evidences. At the point in time, I had to cry on Sister Ronke, like, how can I, what can I do? How can I go about
Auntie
this?
Ronke showed you okay.
So as I was saying, you know, I came back, I was so angry, and I said, you know what, this marriage is over. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, this marriage is over, and I give you between now and ending of March to move out of this house. Yes, I said, am I going to lie? No, I'm on, yeah, because she has pushed me.
You said that.
Yeah, I said that to her. And what I was expecting is, my husband, I'm sorry for whatever, you know, happy, no, I'll change for better. And she said, okay. Okay, I should move immediately.
Wait. That he said he gave ultimatum, and she said okay.
He shock you.
He shocked Uncle. Uncle never expected it.
I never expected it.
Well, let's keep going.
She moved from bedroom
To guest room.
counting, you know, that period.
Counting down.
Do you understand? And then, boom, we got a call. I was in that city, and I got a call that her mom passed away. Yeah, I think, I can't remember the date in March. Yeah, and then I've already bought a ticket to come to Nigeria for March 31st. That's in 2024. So, and then a friend of mine was having issues with his family as well at the time. So, and I told, yeah, a friend is coming, you know, it will be in the guest room. I don't know how you want to do it. Temporarily, I'll go to Nigeria. You have to come back to the bedroom. You have to pretend. So you have to sleep. We've been doing this before, so let's keep pretending.
Wait.
So,
And
then, boom.
Let me go back.
To come to Nigeria for March 31st. That's in 2024. So, and then a friend of mine was having issues with his family as well at the time. So, and I told, yeah, a friend is coming, you know, it will be in the guest room. I don't know how you want to do it. Temporarily, I'll go to Nigeria. You have to come back to the bedroom. You have to pretend. So you have to sleep. We've been doing this before, so let's keep pretending. Everything is fine. So
pretending.
So, and then boom, on the 31st of March, I carried my bag. I came to Nigeria. And then before I left, I told her, yeah, I'll be staying for 2 months. That will be April, May, June.
2
maybe
months.
like 3. Yeah, I'll leave first week in June. So whatever. What am I even saying? Before I even forget, my mom passed away in March 2023. Before my mom passed away, my ex-wife, and this is a woman that sacrificed a lot for her, because at the time when I wanted to bring my mom on holiday, my mom said, no, don't worry. Do you understand? Just to let you know, I'm just trying to go back a little bit here. Do you understand? Did he just want international passport? Do you understand? So I just digress a little bit. By the way, do you understand? So yeah, because our mother passed away a year after my mom passed away, the same month. Yeah. My mom passed away in 2023 March. My mother passed away 2024 March. Do you understand? So, and I said, okay, I'll be in Nigeria for 2 months. Yeah, so whatever decision you want to make as a family, as the oldest of the family, I'll still be in Nigeria. And I think whatever we're having as issue or as couples is enough. Our mother's death is enough to
Bring you
back together. Do you understand? So, and then I left, and I was waiting, you know, for my wife, and she called to ask me for all the vendors we used during the wedding, and I gave it to her and all that. And then boom, this woman was in Nigeria. She never called to let me know she was in Nigeria.
She came to Nigeria.
Were you calling her before that?
I was calling to check up on her. I'm on, you know, the whole world is seeing me now. Yeah, I was calling to, like I said, that is enough to put whatever we're having as differences, you know, to trash it and then bond and reunite as couples. When
you were in Nigeria,
yeah.
Where were you staying?
No, I was staying with one of my uncle, my mother's younger brother.
So you came around what time?
End
of March.
I came on the 31st of
You
March.
gave her an ultimatum to leave the house.
Ultimatum,
I said
precisely.
she should leave February ending, and she said she would leave March ending. And while whatever was going on, her mother passed on.
Before that time.
Wow.
Before that time. And she couldn't, yeah. So, and then she had to move out in April. She moved out before she came to Nigeria to bury her mom.
Her mom's burial was in April.
In April.
So she had already moved out before coming to Nigeria. While you were in Nigeria.
While I was in Nigeria.
You were aware that she already moved out.
Yeah, if my friend told me that he did everything to stop her. Well, like I said, she had a plan. She had already graduated. I've sent her to university. I've already empowered her. You know, she's doing pretty well. So she doesn't need me anymore. Do you understand? So what does she need me for?
Anymore.
It was my friends that called me to say, don't you know your friend was she's in Nigeria? And I said, how? As how now? How? Yeah. One of my friends told me she's in Nigeria now. So, and immediately my friend told me, you know, okay, the day she moved out, I went to meet her father to tell her father that, to pay condolence and then to say the daughter has moved out of the of the house. In case, I don't know, we're having issues, but I believe mommy's death is enough to bring us together as a family. Yeah. So, and our father said, when she told him that she'll be coming, and then when she comes, we'll sit down and talk it out. And I now told
Family
the father
meeting.
that, whatever you want me to do during the burial, and the father now told me is that younger brother, the guy that's supposed to be our immediate younger brother, will be the one in charge of everything. I should speak with him. And I went to meet that one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to donate a cow to support the funeral, and then let me know what we're doing. That was before she came. Yeah, let me know what we're doing. The cloud and everything. And he said, okay. And then she came. I didn't know. She told my friends, our mutual friend, that she's in Nigeria. So on the wake up, because I wasn't invited, I didn't go. On the funeral day, I don't know what to do. So my uncle that I was staying with lives in Germany. He was around at the time. Yeah, and he said, you know what, you have to go for the church Thanksgiving or whatever. But because you don't know our plan, so you might not even want to stay for the reception because she might disgrace you and all that. And meanwhile, I've already told all my friends that we're going for my missus, because at that time she's still my wife. No matter what, I paid her bride, I did everything that. And now I have to call all my friends that, you know what, forget about it. Don't bother to come again. Because I don't know what she had in plan. Do you understand? So, and then on this day, like I said, I have videos, to back all my evidences. If you want me, to put it out there, to support, So after the church service, so she was dancing in front of her mother's corpse. I put some money out of my wallet. I gave her some money. I danced with her, and then before they now took her mother to, because our church, my mother's church, they have their own burial ground. So as God we have it, our mother would sleep beside my mother. Our mother was buried beside my mother. There was a footage where I was asking her, do you know who was buried over there? She said she knows. I have the footage. I still.
He has evidence for ages. He has the footage. Anyway, let's do some quick recap before we continue. As you can see, I let it play for a while. Ladies, men do cry. Okay? Men do cry. Stop asking for men to cry. Okay? Because I'm not sure you know what you're asking for. He cried on Rokel Shodioke's shoulder about everything that was happening. He found a safe place. He cried. Okay? So do not judge this man. But then he gave the wife an ultimatum. Let's be clear. He gave an ultimatum. Not everybody responds to ultimatum the same way. Okay? If that person is already in a place where they feel like they are trying to work on relationship, but which is highly unlikely, then maybe ultimatum will work in this respect. But I'm not sure exactly what his expectations were with regards to this ultimatum that you have this social time to move out. But anyway, she seemed a little bit was willing to take advantage of it anyway, but she was on her way out anyway. Let's be clear about that. She was done with this marriage. Okay? But he goes into the pretending thing. After all, we pretend, we move into the bedroom because he was going to Nigeria. To spend what? 2 months in Nigeria. What are you doing for 2 months in Nigeria? Even those that have multi-billion-dollar business in Nigeria, they don't stay 2 months straight in Nigeria. What are you doing in Nigeria for 2 months? I'm sure there are valid reasons. Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious. Okay? But maybe to run away from a marriage that's not working anyway. Maybe you thought she was always going to be, I was going to get right back. She was always going to be there waiting for me anyway. But of course, she's keeping malice with her mother-in-law, who according to him sacrificed so much. How dare she disrespect my mother after everything that woman has done? Listen, gentlemen, I know all your talking points. The issue is that these are not the issues. The issue is that one thing you are dismissive about, the underlying relationship that you have with that woman. You see how easy it is to dismiss that? Unfortunately, that's what the problem is. I'm not surprised that she will go to Nigeria without telling her husband. If that is a thing, is she a husband or not really, or kind of, or husband in transit? Ex-husband in transit. Ex-husband to be. And of course, he said something that hurt men the most. She didn't need me anymore. Right? That hurt. That must have hurt. That must have hurt. And guess what a lot of people do in this space? They start telling family, friends to see if they can save the day. Extended family, they're probably going to make things worse. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. If you're going there to go and say your own side, you say your own side, I say my own side. You say your own side, I say my own side. Baba, nothing good is going to come out of that family meeting if that's what you're going there to do. It's a guarantee. Yes, I said it. It's a guarantee. So maybe you're wondering, where do I get this audacity from to give this kind of guarantee? Just go and try them now. But of course, it's still talking about the donations, the card donation, what his family did, everything he did, and all that kind of stuff. We can't discount all of that. But the reality, is it enough? Clearly, it's not enough. Clearly, it's not enough. I want her, but she doesn't deserve me. Let's continue.
Put her till, the very, and I left. As a Yoruba girl, I'm call Dada. We're not having it well, yeah. But I think that moment is enough for us to bury whatever, whatever grudges. My wife couldn't even hold me to say, you know what?
The damages were done.
When I left, my wife texted me. It's on my phone. Thank you for coming. That's why I couldn't stay for the reception, and I left. And then the burial passed, and then a day or 2 days later, a friend told me, yeah, try to, call her. You still love her. Sit her down. You guys should talk things over. Marriage is not easy. You guys are still very young. I've been married for 20-something years. What is going on? Talk to your wife. And, the problem here is that because I took her abroad. If I had married her,
I took her abroad is the problem.
And I think I forgot one point that I didn't mention. This woman couldn't conceive. Yeah. She couldn't have money to check that she's the one that had problem. I gave her money to go and do the test. Yeah. I don't know if this is right to say, but about here, this is someone that couldn't afford, a divorce, to pay for a divorce. I stood by her. Do you understand? Gave her money. So, and then my friend said, call her, sit her down. And I arranged a meeting with her. Yeah. Guess what? I still love you. I know we're having issues. Our parents, let's assume they have their own whatever. They're gone now. Let's start all over. Do you understand? If we need to go out of, go on holiday, go to anywhere, let's start all over. Yeah. I still love you. When you get back to the UK, move back home. I love you. And then from there, I'm broke. I already broke. I said, do you have any Nigeria? Do you have Naira? Your account? Me have moved.
You were broke.
She said she had about 50,000 in her account. I said, how much can you afford to give me? Because I need Naira. I said, she can give me 30,000 Naira out of the 50. Thank you. And then she transferred the money. That is to let you know I've moved on from whatever we're having. Do you understand? I was expecting her when she get back to the UK, she'll
just love on you
and then we continue our life
and hug you.
Build. When I finished whatever I was doing, in Nigeria, and then I got back to UK in June, I started calling my wife.
Ghosted. No more.
So she because like I said, that's why I said, because our penny, our resources, is not part of, everything I did for her. She thinks she can easily walk away. Me, our environment is very hostile. Even the living abroad is on its own, is a job on its own. Yeah, not talk of you are having a wife that, do you understand? Let's come together. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, my opinion. Okay, if I've done anything wrong,
baby, I'm sorry.
Please, beg in the name of God. And she said, the marriage is over. That's 2024. Yeah, the money buying sorry. As I'm talking to you now, I'll say this on here. She thought I don't know. I know where she lives. I know where she was.
You've been stalking.
Yeah.
Hey.
As I'm talking to you now, this woman blocked me. Someone that came on 0 Naira to the UK. Do you understand? I saw a podcast yesterday on social media. People don't know, how when the guy was, when the guy was crying on the podcast, they don't know what it takes to love someone and to invest heavily. There's no big deal in seeing someone that is struggling financially. There's no big deal. But and that's one of the reasons why maybe this will be the last
lesson.
The last lesson. Yeah. When the lady is not doing pretty well, financially, because we don't like I saw
don't date brokies.
An Instagram post of Copy? DJ Copy. That she has tried every relationship, it doesn't work, and then she wants to go for someone quiet, probably 9 to 5 now.
He's quoting Copy. Okay.
It will be probably because you don't give me time. It won't be because she's making money now. She doesn't want me to be part of,
Just for reference, let me play the video of Copy that he's talking about. Let's Let me play it because I had that on my queue here that I might touch on later on. But since he's mentioned it, let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's see. This is the video. Listen to it. Let's see what Copy has to say.
Kinds of men, not every single kind, but like a lot of different types of men. And what I find is working for me right now is the 9 to 5, no social media, super like doesn't care, like Where
do you find them? Here, like help
I
me
find
out.
them on apps.
What app? Are you on Raya?
I'm on Raya, but I'm also on something called The League as well. But thing is, I wanted to do like, I know.
This is some rich stuff right
The League
now.
is definitely £400 to join, I can't lie. Yeah.
£400?
When's your birthday? Don't be
But what's
signing
the
up.
type of because I tried Raya and I wasn't happy with the...
Why not?
I wasn't happy with the
What's your
caliber.
type? You have to be, okay, so Zizi, you have to be open-minded. I've dated a bus driver. I've gone on a date with a bus driver, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I've literally gone on a date with this annoying guy that lived with his mom. I've gone on a date with a model. I've been on a date with football. So many. With dating, you have to be open-minded. I actually enjoy dating. I feel like we're on a date. It's talking and getting to know each other.
So when you meet the guys, wait, first of all, let's go back to
I've dated.
That's the point that he was referencing. That Copy said they're just looking for 5. So let's see if he's making a point.
I saw an Instagram post of Copy. Is it Copy? DJ Copy. That she has tried every relationship, it doesn't work, and then she wants to go for someone quiet, probably 9 to 5 now. Go their separate ways. It will be probably because you don't give me time. It won't be because she's making money now. She doesn't want me to be part of, do you understand? Because at the point in time, I was the one paying all the bills.
Okay, what happened to your ability to pay the bills, sir? That's really what we need to get into, if you would give us. But let me continue. Let me just go ahead and read some of this, you ladies and gentlemen, comments. Shout out to Marriott, gracious greatness, engaging in the chat. All right, so she won't apologize because you guys, okay, I read that earlier on. It sounds like they might have negatively impacted each other in all the years they've been together. Of course they did, both positively and negatively, but of course the negative is highlighted, and there's nothing special about that. Most of us, unless you are intentional, you have a level of self-awareness, you're most likely going to highlight the negative moment. It takes self-awareness, it takes grounding in gratitude and God, the G in the GPS, to say intentionally I would choose to highlight all the good times. And when whatever you highlight expands, what you focus on expands. But who's going to tell Uncle Shagun and his estranged wife? This loser was jealous of upbringing a weirdo. Jesus Christ. Marriott. Toby and Tribe, this man is traumatized. The woman might be too. They could be both heartbroken. Yes. They are both heartbroken. Both people, they collect when they enter this relationship.
Sorry.
But we have to focus on the person that's doing the talking. See how we can help them. The people that are relating with this will fall in this category. See how we can help them, right? This is for us to learn. Locking your wife out like it's 1992, face me, I slap you. She disobeyed. Oh Lord. And you're trying to catch up. It looks like Mary is catching up. To be addressed, MOP, what do you think about him asking, what is wrong with this thing? Why does he do this? Why do they have this, their UI is messed up? Asking, okay, I will look at it on the other page. Asking him her for money, is that attractive? Well, there's no one moment that determines attraction or not. It's a series, it's a sequence of events, right? So the way I can answer that is that if you do that long enough, that's going to tamper with attraction, yes. Okay, but it's not so much about asking money, it's about how you do it. Let's keep playing this video and then I will be back.
Because there's a culture in where we live, whereby if I'm carrying a certain amount of bills, you need to come, to support. And when they started making this money, and in UK, all these dark bar, you see them leaving the house, all the husband will bring them to the UK. I even did a movie about this whole, what men are going through. I have 4 scenarios, a 4 case of my friends to the similar scenario. Yeah, there was a friend of mine that came to Nigeria to marry someone. In fact, anything was going to be quiet. Yeah, this my friend came with a British passport to marry this particular person. Yeah, and then they got married and then they have kids. Yeah, and then immediately they have kids. The kids are automatically they're British, and he refused to bring them to the UK. But when your brother says, for the family that comes together, they stay together. And he talked about it, like, okay, if he had known, come on, this is how we know. Do you understand? Immediately, this woman and the kids get to the UK. You pay a year. The woman accused of my friend that I yeah. But I have a neighbor, he's a Ghanaian, yeah, that came from Italy. Just to it's just to let you know this is what is going on.
By the time you finish this interview, I hope people like us that are very quiet.
No. You see, let me tell you something. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. And even if you're a bad person, you can work on yourself to be a better person. Sister Biola, if you complain, we almost worked this morning because I came late, but because of what happened to me yesterday. Do you understand? You get what I mean? Yeah, you can get better. The constant thing about life is change.
Okay. So since that time, she's nowhere to be.
She's nowhere to, and she's in my city.
Okay. Now let's move forward.
Yeah.
And then let's what do you think? Do you want your wife back? What is the essence of you coming here?
Okay. The essence is that number one, there are age bracket between 30 and 40 years. They are trying to migrate from here to any part of the world. Do you understand? And they will have a good relationship going on. But in their mind, they'll be thinking something out there is better. There is nothing out there, my brother. If you wake up there to fee and you eventually have the way. I have someone like an uncle to me. Yeah, the wife's parents, they are doing pretty well. This my uncle, they are not, do you understand? But they went on, on visiting visa. All their children, about 4 or 5, they have British passports. Yeah. Now, with somebody, they are together. Do you understand? So that's the moral. Because all these young, they will have beautiful girl here. They have something going on fine. Or because they want to jackpot. And that is what is going on the street of Europe now, UK, everywhere.
Do you think at any point in this marriage, I'm trying to...
No. Ask me any questions. Yeah, shoot.
Do you think at any point you made her feel like you did her a favor by marrying her?
Okay, I'll put it this way. It's not a big deal for a man to support you because you're family. The Bible says when you join together, you're one, isn't it? Do you understand? Whatever I do for you as my wife, we're family. It's not a big deal. To consider, like I said, I'm a contractor. I could be out of job for 2 months or 3 months. And when I'll pick up, do you understand? The bills has to be paid. But British passport. What's going on?
What do you think? Do you want...
You're a bad person. And he talked about it, like, okay, if he had known, come on, this is how we know. Do you understand? Immediately, this woman and the kids are, automatically they're British, and he refused to bring them to the UK. But when your brother says, for the family that comes, they got married and then they have kids, yeah, passport to marry this particular person, yeah, and then they got married and then they have kids, yeah, and then immediately they have kids, the kids are, automatically. I have 4 scenarios, a 4 case of my friends to the similar scenario, yeah.
He has 4 scenarios
to marry someone. In fact, anything was going to be quiet. Yeah.
All right. So before I continue, I was answering Toby and Tribe's question. So yes, anything we call attractive has to be something that's repetitive, something that you do over a period of time, and if you do too much, yes, it can tamper with attraction. But asking your wife for money doesn't really by itself doesn't really mean anything. Okay.
This my friend came with a British passport to marry this particular person, yeah, and then they got married and then they have kids, yeah, and then immediately they have kids, the kids are, automatically they're British, and he refused to bring them to the UK. But when your brother says, for the family that comes together, they stay together, and he talked about it, like, okay, if he had known, come on, this is how we know. Do you understand? Immediately, this woman and the kids get to the UK, you pay a year. The woman accused of my friend that yeah, but I have a neighbor, he's a Ghanaian, yeah, that came from Italy. Just to, it's just to let you know this is what is going on. You know,
See, and by the time you finish this interview, I hope people like us that are very quiet. Shall I marry
no. You see, let me Yeah, let me tell you something. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. And even if you're a bad person, you can work on yourself to be a better person. Sister Biola, if you complain, we almost bought this money because I came, not that I came late.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I got a little bit distracted. So you notice that he's giving all of the crazy examples that we tend to hear on this internet. A woman who is accusing her husband of raping, all those things, and it's basically just assumed that all of those stories are not true, even though we don't know what is true or what's not true. But of course, it's tapping into the stories that justified his talking point, his pain, and all of that, justifying why people will leave their family abroad, long distance relationships, and so it's no wonder, right? It's no wonder why we're repeating a lot of the issues. People don't seek the help they need, right? They just generalize and come up with cookie cutter solutions that generally would not work, you know. But he has 4 cases, he claims. But there you have it. These are the issues. I've been talking about this for a while. As you can see, there's consistency in the results that's being generated here. But the issue with this man is the underlying relationship he had with that woman, or that he started with that woman. We can obviously see clear there was a bad foundation here. But in addition to bad foundation, he built on top of that bad foundation, and he continued that bad behavior to the point of kicking his wife out in the code of because if he's here, that kind of place that he was trying to justify that he left his wife overnight is usually not heated, because nobody. Sometimes it's heated, you know, but sometimes it's not heated. It depends on how cold the environment is. But regardless, it's just terrible, right? And he's still actively trying to justify that. It's sad to really see somebody talking about it. He had this expectation that, you know, death will bring them back together. Clearly, that didn't work. Again, that will depend on how much damages that you've created in that relationship. You know, if there was a relationship in the first place, he's stuck on the fact that he took her abroad. We've heard the stories before. These things don't mean anything when you, in fact, were benefiting from it. You were bringing your wife abroad. You were not bringing a stranger off the street abroad, right? So he talked about, if somebody offends you, can't you just forgive? Are you trying to tell us that you offended her? You want to tell us more about how you offended her? How long did it take you before you highlight the fact that you've offended her? I bet you're only highlighting that right now. Then when you say, I'm sorry, I warn you guys all the time about apologies here. I told you that apologies are overrated. Why? Because people who tender apology the most are people that don't mean the apology, people that don't want to do the work. They want to use it to escape from the work needed. So, of course, you don't get enough apologies, you might argue and say, no, apology is good. No, that's because you crave apology. Apology, like anything else in life, is useless if it's not grounded properly. Okay? So saying, I'm sorry, and then, of course, he jumps up to tell us, to admit that he had been stalking her. Nothing, no surprise there. And there's no surprise that he's also fancy the Robbies. Robbie jumped on Honest Butt Catch to cry. He's a victim. Let's not victim shame. Okay. How's that working out for you? Anyway, and of course he gave us a last rule. Let's hope that's the last rule. Do not date brokies. Let's keep going. God have mercy.
But because of what happened to me yesterday, do you understand? You get what I mean? Yeah, you can get better. The constant thing about life is change.
Okay, so since that time, she's nowhere to go.
She's nowhere to, and she's in my city.
Okay, now
He knows where she is.
Yeah.
He said that earlier.
What do you think? Do you want your wife back? What is the essence?
Baba in schedule pako. He doesn't know what he
the
wants.
Essence is that, number one, there are age bracket between 30 and 40 years. They are trying to migrate from here to any part of the world. Do you understand? And they will have a good relationship going on. But in their mind,
He wouldn't answer the question. He wants her.
they'll be thinking something out there is better. There is nothing out there, my brother. Move along, Benyini.
Oh, he answered it finally. The grass always seems greener on the other side. She should just come back home. Come back up to Zaddy.
If you have it, you wait over to the fee and don't. You eventually have the way.
Do you want her or you don't want her?
I have someone like an uncle to me. Yeah, the wife's parents, they are doing pretty well. This my uncle, they are not, do you understand? But they went on, on visiting visa. Today, all their children, about 4 or 5, they have British passport. Now, with somebody, they are together. Do you understand? So that's the moral. Because all these young, they will have beautiful girl here. They have something going on fine. Or because they want to jackpot. And that is what is going on the street of Europe now, UK, everywhere.
Do you think at any point in this marriage, I'm trying to...
No. Ask me any questions. Yeah, shoot.
Do you think at
All right.
any point...
I just caught something. She's trying to ask a question. Anybody who gets around this uncle will probably have to walk on eggshells. Okay? Anybody who gets around this uncle and trying to have a conversation will have to walk on eggshells so you don't offend him. You could just see right there, just now. Right? So that includes even when he says, no, just ask me anything. That's because he's going to try to claim that he's going to speak the truth. I have no doubt that uncle is telling the truth. He will just tell on himself, and you have to read between the lines. He's not trying to lie to you. He's not going to attempt to lie to you. He's going to tell you his truth. And he's telling his truth right now. But he's omitting some of them. And some people will consider that a lie if you are lying by omission, right? But that's okay. We'll let that slide. But you can see, even Biola is walking on eggshell around him. The lady did not want you back. Move on, Uncle. Uncle Shegun is his name. Let's continue.
You made her feel like you did her a favor by marrying her.
Okay, I'll put it this way. It's not a big deal for a man to support you because your family. The Bible says when you join together, you're one, isn't it? Do you understand? Whatever I do for you as my wife, we're family. It's not a big deal. To consider, like I said, I'm a contractor. I could be out of job for 2 months or 3 months, and when I'll pick up, do you understand? The bills has to be paid. But when you're doing, your money is your money. So how are we going to survive? And then we're living large, we're living big. In the UK, some couples, we decide to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, all our bills on our cars or finances on our cars will come out from your own salary. Why, as a man, you take care of do you understand? You get what I mean? So it's not a big deal, but they make it look like it's a big deal. That's why I'm telling the younger ones, if you want to be, or you want to marry, or you need to date someone that is doing pretty well. Do you understand? Because the other people balance and everybody become a gold digger. Because and it's not even it's a normal thing. You have to be doing when you're doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. It's no big deal.
And that's a lesson to every woman out there, to every lady out there. Get a job. I tell you when. I usually say this. The men are now saying that they won't settle for less. Women too. For every man out there, I agree with you. Get a woman that will support you. It does not mean that there are no ladies out there who are not ambitious. It's just because they are not fortunate yet. So they should not be left out of the equation and make them feel like because you have not attained certain heights in life, you have not made this money, you are not a wife material. We should not also leave that fact. But then every woman should earn money. Earn money for yourself. As long as you or in as much as we know that you might be struggling, there is a time to wait and all of that. Your first priority should first be to stand on your feet before marriage. It's okay to get married early as you want to. Make sure that you made money earlier. It will help you. And even as a man there, before you dig the gold that he's saying, make sure that you are standing on your feet as well, because it's already getting to a stage where it's looking like all man for himself. So before I let you go.
Before you go, Biola, let me say this. I'm willing to bet if that woman ever comes out and tell her own side of the story, she was making her own money. And it didn't help. Because it's not relevant. Of course she should make her own money. It's not relevant. And by the way, he borrowed 30,000 naira from her at some point because he went broke. That has nothing to do with nothing. But I get it if you're just trying to be nice to this young man, so you can at least give one small advice to the ladies too. But that's not relevant to what's going on here. You can make all the money you want. If you end up in a house with this kind of man who has not taken the time to work on himself and he refused to do that, because the older you get, it gets worse. Agidi, when pride is at work, when ego is at work, the older you get, the worse it gets. It's going to take Jesus to come back Okay, it's almost impossible, is the point I'm making, to get him to just settle into himself and say, let's look at the rest of the world outside of me. What is working? What should I learn about how things work, particularly personal relationships? Forget all the common sense nonsense, all the stuff I was raised with. Just do the right thing. Just do unto others as you are like to want to do unto them. All that stuff. All the stuff I know, which is all good and nice. What else do I need to learn about the kind of relationships I've been attracting? Or how to do relationships, period. What else do I need to learn outside of my own righteousness, self-righteousness? Right? Don't you think it's going to take Jesus to come back for him to learn that? When he's right. Yeah? He's been right all along. Everybody else has been wrong. Right? You know, except one person, self. No accountability. Right? Hey, I'm saying that to you, ladies and gentlemen watching this. If you watch this, I don't know, but anybody that can relate with this pain, I promise you, you have the power. Okay? I agree you are the victim, but you also have power. But you have to know how to use it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's listen. We're almost done. Almost there.
Because of that, I know you still want to say it.
No. Like I said, there might be. As a matter of fact, because of this, I started.
There might be part two.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay,
I did.
also not
part two.
The fact that Mrs. Oluwale, please, we don't judge anybody on this show. We are not the court of law. If you want to come to say you're part of the story, please feel free to call us.
Look at his
Just the number,
facial
just send a
expression
message. Don't
right
call,
now.
Please just drop a message and you'll be
He's not
invited.
comfortable.
Because we're not judging you. We're not saying you're the bad person here. And I'm also not saying he's the bad person here. Of course, there will be issues in... every marriage has its own issue. We understand.
You need to tell this uncle.
We do understand it. And this didn't work. Let's see if there is a way that it will work again. But please, personally, talk to me as a whole. We're not accusing you of anything. The courts of law will do that. Your husband will do that. Sir, before I let you go, what is the most painful thing that she has done to you?
To the best of my knowledge, I think marriage is supposed to be per seconds. What do I mean? You offend me, immediately
per
and talk about
seconds.
it. You don't walk away in something.
Okay, per seconds immediately.
I love her, I believe in everything, but that's why
There we go.
Invest my resources for us to build life. And considering she was once married, do you understand?
She still doesn't have a child yet, right?
Yes.
A woman of her
no
age,
children
I
between
don't
them.
think
And now
she-
guess what? That part I've already had planned because I've gotten enough information. Just
I understand.
do you understand?
But
Yeah.
why I am saying that, I'm sure that it must have been very painful on her part to have left that marriage.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
because
I'm not going to speak
No,
for her.
it's fine. But I'm just telling you, if you value something,
Yes,
you
at
won't,
least
you
you
won't
will
try.
try.
You won't let it go. If you invested in something,
Okay.
you won't because she doesn't invest anything. So why won't she walk away?
Mr. Oluwale, what do you want now?
No, like I said, my main purpose is to educate the younger ones out there between 30 to 40. If you're living abroad, if you want to come to Nigeria to pick a wife, all these points highlighted, try to and it will do you good.
Good.
Do you understand? Yeah, and if you have something doing here, you have something good, a relationship. Don't put it in the bin, and because you're hoping for something, there's nothing out there. Do you understand? You might eventually have all what it takes, and then you might not even have your soulmate. So what becomes of you? And lastly, before I go, I did a movie whereby I expressed what I was going through at the time. Yeah, so I'm the only cast is a monologue. Yeah, I called the movie Japa Test of Character. Guys, help me to check it out on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, so
What's your
my handle on YouTube is Lord Sugar Official. Lord Sugar, LORD SHUGA. Lord Sugar Official on
Your
YouTube.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, at Lord Sugar Official on
That's your
Instagram
Instagram.
at Lord Sugar Official and then on TikTok Lord Sugar. They'll see me there.
Okay.
So guys, please help me to check my monologue movie out on YouTube. I promise you will love it. And then try to learn from my mistake. Yeah. Lord Sugar Official. I called the movie Japa Test of Character. Guys, help me to check it out on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. So
what's your
my handle on YouTube is Lord Sugar Official. Lord Sugar,
Sugar Official.
LORD SHUGA. Lord Sugar Official on
Your
YouTube.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, at Lord Sugar Official. On Instagram, at Lost Sugar Official, and then on TikTok, Lost Sugar. Yeah, they'll see me there. Okay. So guys, please help me to check my monologue movie out on YouTube. I promise you will love it. And then try to learn from my mistake. Yeah. One beating, twice shy.
Generally, what have you learned from your story? What has your story taught you?
Well, I've learned a lot. Yeah. I think at this point in time now, I won't say I rush because I realized at the time I'm the type, because I get bored easily. I can't be with someone that's very boring in a relationship. Do you understand? So I'm taking my time now. You know, if I'm going to be in a relationship, it has to be someone that we can have constructive conversation. You can engage me intellectually. Do you understand? So yeah, so I've learned a lot to be more patient as well. Do you understand? Because I try. Yeah, I made some mistake. I'm not saying all the, I'm all right or everything in that relationship. Yeah, like when I told you I locked the door, I shouldn't have done that. But I was expecting her. That's why they sort of.
They always say this at the end or at the beginning.
Because to buy my machine bell or to buy my machine shike or the level now. In every relationship, you should be able to turn negativity to positivity. Yeah, there's something they call deficiency in project, whereby you're doing a project and there's a problem. You won't, because there's a little problem, then you want to start all over again. No, you have to turn that to a positive. You have to turn it to, do you understand? That's how a relationship should look like. That's how marriage should look like.
Is he listening to what he's saying?
Problem, turn it to positivity. Yeah, we see it in movie, whereby you call me, and then all the things can go on me. Do you understand? So that's how relationship should be. It should be per seconds. Every second I offend you, talk about it, move on to the next. Exactly. That's how life go. You're late now. What's so special about living abroad? What's so special about getting back?
Baba, that message goes to self. You need to watch yourself, but you need to talk to someone, Baba. Depression, BP, all that. That message goes to self. It's not something you impose on other people. It's not something you force down people's throats. That means including your wife. That means including your wife.
If you have the opportunity to say something to her, what would you say to her?
Well, I would just tell her to change their ways.
Or grow up.
Yeah, because
change their ways.
She'll be 47. Yeah, and she's chasing shadow everywhere. Today, to buy law for me, automatically the child is British. Do you understand?
She doesn't want that child. Clearly.
Do you understand?
COS. Tell us more about that.
Do you get what I mean?
She walked out without Siwe. She walked out without Omo. She walked out like that.
Exactly. So and I can tell you the reason why it's easier.
You know why? Probably because she'll rather suffer from those things than suffer your mouth. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. That's my guess.
It's because she didn't invest anything. When you don't invest anything, that's why I'm telling all the young guys. If a lady doesn't have anything to put on the table, do you understand? Don't be sentimental about it. What can we bring up? What can you offer me?
My guess is that you've used that COS to punish her, possibly. I don't know this for it to be true. Where you say, well, if you're not going to listen to me, I'm not going to give you the COS. I'm not going to hook you up with the people that will help you with the COS. Even though I brought you here, you're supposed to listen to me all the way. If you're not going to listen. And she was, you know what, to hell with it. I don't care. I'm going to be in the streets, whatever I need to do. But I'd rather,
bring to the table. Do you understand? So it's as simple as that.
Okay.
So like I said, this is my part. In fact, I will be by here. I love the seat. I'm happy that someone that even came in to the picture. Yeah, he couldn't even speak with her. Do you understand? So and that's my story. Yeah. So guys, once again, my monologue short story is on YouTube. Jakpa Test of Character. Help me to check it out. And trust Auntie Biola, if you see this podcast.
We'll find it.
Like I said, it's just for the younger ones.
Auntie Biola's like, I don't want people to see this.
Do you understand? And maybe I'll come back to to educate some people about my 20 years of experience in the UK, so that all the mistakes I make, so that the younger ones that want to travel. Everybody but our mistakes don't good or shit. Just to get their, do you understand what I'm saying?
Credibility is short. You're not. Credibility is short. It's not qualified to teach these things it's trying to teach. It's just bad all around. What the hell is per second? Per second sounds like you're going to choke that woman to death. You're going to smother life out of her because in the name of we must have constructive conversation and talk about it right there and there, not let it go to rest, because if they offend you now, you have to talk it, and you are right already, by the way, by default. You're just already all right. So no, how could she ever feel like she can have an input if you're just always right? As a full-blown grown woman, adult, 40-something years old, Yeah. He said change her ways. Listen, this woman was 40 something years old. She didn't just come to the table empty handed. She's a grown woman who had seen lives. Okay, so she probably had her own atrocities that she committed in that relationship, but she's not talking. This is another Mayowa. There's nothing we can do with somebody that's not talking. We can only get lessons out of what you're saying, or whoever is talking, without blaming you, because we can't blame you, but you can throw yourself under the bus easily, and that's what he's done with an hour and 20 minutes. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Let's see. Uncle Beno said, Babawiri. Babes Win said he doesn't believe she can japa. It's pained in baje. To get anger issues. Been there, done that. Yeah. People in the UK can carry British on their head like water. UK people, where are they? Bro got anger issues. I've been there, done that. Yeah. He won't admit it, unfortunately. And it's even written all over his face, but you can't see it. So she sorted herself out. He's a hater. Mara says he's a hater. Gracious Grace says this man actually might need a trauma therapist or a support group to help him to develop new patterns. If he wants to be in another romantic relationship in the next distance, here's the prerequisite. You're right, but here's the prerequisite for that. You need to admit that you need help. You need to admit you need help. That's why you see too many people circling the streets of social media, real life, and they're traumatized, they're broken, but who's going to put their own self on the line to help you if you're not willing to admit that you need help? It's rough. The only thing we can do is continue to create this kind of content. So, maybe something will nudge somebody someday and say, you know what? The results I'm generating are bad, even if I'm not a bad person. Because I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he's terribly depleted in terms of skills, in terms of emotional intelligence, social intelligence, even self-awareness. He lacks self-awareness. It's obvious, It takes self-awareness to say, yes, even though I said I'm not all holy, even though you said that at the beginning or the end, it doesn't mean you actually believe that. It takes self-awareness, to know that sometimes there's a disconnect between what you're saying and what the actual reality is. It takes self-awareness, Gracious Grace says, however, as it stands now, it sounds like he needs some time to heal. This guy is not taking time to heal. He's trying to promote a short movie. We will help him promote it. Lord Sugar Official, Uncle Shagun. Japa test of character. Of course, they're obsessed with character, because they think they have the character, the other person is just a bad person. That's a problem. That mindset creates contempt. It's a problem when it comes to relationship and marriages. It won't work. It just won't work. Because first of all, it's a lie. Second of all, it's a lie. Second of all, it's a lie. Third of all, you lack self-awareness. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. I appreciate you, bro. Let's finish this off.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I feel very humbled. Thank you for having me, honestly. Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
It's over?
My take home today will be, in all of this, patience. Patience is a virtue. You don't know what you have when you have patience.
I can rock with that.
Sit back before reacting, before making certain decisions, and that's what I can rock with that. I hope you've learned something. I've learned from his story. Please be careful. Sometimes, like he said, where you're going to, it's not a bed of roses.
Auntie B, you don't want to offend this guy. She's working on lecture.
Sometimes when you lose something, yes, forget about the father we usually say. Of course, in Yoruba we say that you alone you see, you in your poor yes, it's true. It means that it's only God that you don't find its type. There is always a prototype of someone else out there for you. So when you lose one, you're going to get another. But the truth is, sometimes when you lose a particular person,
UK person in the building,
you will not get it again. When you lose a particular opportunity, it may not come to you again. So be careful how you treat other people. Mr. Oluwale, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Honestly, thank you for having me. I had a good time. Yeah. So I hope we don't. Well, definitely, I'm coming back. No. Yeah, definitely, I'm coming back for. Like I said, I would like to talk about to the younger generation. Yeah.
Okay, so
about.
It's our practice here. This is
all right. He would like to come back, but Let me see what the comments are saying. Hello, this brother here. Oh my God. If we don't have leaders in relationship, I'm not surprised that women are also moving mad in the streets of relationships. I'm not surprised. Okay. I'm not surprised that women are actually trying to lead, but they also want they want to lead, but they want a man who is a leader at the same time. That creates confusion. I'm not surprised. You know. So it is what it is. So I said, what this uncle needs is a psychiatric period. He needs mental checks. So I said, he is a rubbish man. You're not perfect as well. Okay. So I said, man, work on yourself before dishing out all these advices. It is well, Lou. It is well, Lou. It is well. It is well, Lou. So I said, these girls can talk. So imagine the person who married him. He has suffered loss of investment, hence what appears to be ego. Please lower your expectations of modern women. Kneeling down and begging you also needs to understand women can express their opinion anyway. There's always two sides to a story. Wifey will also have her own experience to share. God help both of them. Amen. Biola, how did you finish this interview? I've done off camera key everybody. Key everybody malo sílé wọn. Abba kilode, uncle go and heal in your sleep. I beg, you are an abuser. Let the woman breathe. That abuse conversation, I'll leave that. I'm probably going to continue to leave that because honestly, it's you know, I'll leave that alone. I just want to talk to people who know that they are failing and they know they can do better. And they want 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, 3 to create the results they desire. I want to talk to those people, okay? If you are full of labels and all those kind of stuff and you just want to use labels to exonerate or release yourself from the work necessary, I don't want to talk to you. I don't mind you coming here to just watch for lessons though. That's always fine, you know. But in terms of me helping someone, you contact me and I won't be debunking. I won't be paying attention to your terminologies, narcissists, boundaries, all those kind. I want to know where you are, where you're trying to get to, and we're going to design a pathway to where you're trying to get to. Good men are enjoying their wives in UK, Oga. Some of our men are paying full bills in UK without controlling our lives. No woman will stay with a man that reminds her all the time about how he supported her financially during her vulnerability. Hearing all you're saying and the way you said it even created fear in me as a woman who didn't even know you. Yep. I hope he gets the lessons from that. Somebody said, Auntie Biola eku alejo. That's just wrong. Nothing to learn on this podcast. This man talk too much. Mr. Perfect. See, if you call yourself Mr. Perfect, nobody believes it. Nobody believes it. So it's like dead on arrival. You know? But let me see what the top comments are. Top comments. This man is not truthful to himself. He is too egoistic. He finished the woman emotionally. He did not show love. He is too controlling. Biola quality, okay, that one. Now let me see if I can find the post on Instagram. Okay, let me see the comment on. Okay, so here, this is the post on Instagram. It says, not every woman who prefers a simple wedding is hiding something. Some of us just value the marriage more than the party. See, they said not every woman. It's not always false. It's not always true. In other words, it's irrelevant. I love the fact that men are now speaking of. I covered that yesterday. I think I read this one out loud yesterday too. Some women value mutual respect more than material benefits. Despite everything you did for her, she chose not to stay for citizenship, not to stay for children, not to stay simply for the title of being a wife. She was willing. That's one thing I can understand about women. Just the title of being a wife is no longer enough. The underlying relationships. Ladies, if you want to ask for something, ask to fix the relationship. Discounting the benefits of marriage doesn't help you either. It just tells me you're a liar, if anything. Okay? I might not always tell you. I might not always be in the spirit to tell you that because I don't want to collect. I'm not always in the mood to do back and forth with you on something that I know is false. You know. But just take this to the bank. Either we're talking about marriage, relationship, dating, it comes down to your ability to sustain, to foster a healthy relationships. Everything else will fail. If you're trash people inside of a trash relationship, everything else that you build on top of it will fail. It can actually be that simple. It's simple, but it's not easy. If he opens a TikTok account, he will make money. Let me see if I can play a little bit of his thingy here. This is the video he said he released. Japa. I'm rounding up now. Let's see. Wait, let's go back. This short film is dedicated to the Nigerian men in the diaspora who sacrificed a lot, if not everything, to bring their family abroad for a better life. But these men were backstabbed by their partners and lost everything. Japa, yes, I agree 100% is a test of character, 100%. But like any other talking point, you can use it to hurt yourself. Like any other Bible verse, you can use it to hurt yourself. Like any other ideology you have at the back of your mind, even though you can correlate it with your pain and justify it, you can use it to hurt yourself. Let's keep going.
Airports were meant to be gateways to new beginnings. But today,
Baba is an actor.
I feel like the end of mine. I sit here, a stranger in a place I thought would be home, carrying nothing but a suitcase and the ruins of a promise. I traded everything for her.
Omo. Hey, this over. Omo. Hey. The shaggy that women have shown our brothers. We just want to love. We want to protect you. How can we protect what we cannot control? I'm joking, though. I joke, I do. That's one of the worst things that men say to themselves.
Not be juju be that.
Oh God. How can men protect what they cannot control? I traded everything for her. There are people that this happened to, let's be clear. Okay? The problem is that the people that are telling these stories are people that are capping big time.
Stop the cap.
There are people that lack self-accountability. Okay? It's like one of those situations where now we are having to, even when somebody's actually telling the truth, it makes it kind of difficult to actually believe them. Because the people that are coming to tell this kind of stories are controlling people that lack self-accountability. And they tell on themselves so quickly. So quickly. Let's watch a little bit more.
My land, my car, my future. Believing we'll build a life together. But love, it seems, was just the bait. And I was the catch.
Shout out to him. That was a good scene. You have to admit, that was a good scene. That was a really good scene, right? He was the catch. Love was a bait. Right? This is the point where he said, love is not enough. Oh, Lord. Japa, a test of character. Olusegun, Oluwale, not Oluwale. Oluwale, okay. What is that?
Okay.
They say you can't see betrayal coming, but looking back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to hold on one second. Let
The
me put it right back
signs,
here.
but love and I.
All right, let's put it right back there. Go watch it, okay? Go watch it. Japa, A True Test of Character. If you guys want me to review it later, I'll do that. But I don't want to steal from his views. I don't want to use as copywritten information. Let's just leave it at that, okay? What is the one thing, what would be like a one thing we learned today? Heal. Heal before you deal. Ladies and gentlemen, heal before you deal. That woman is not innocent, just like Mayowa was not innocent. But she's not talking, so if you talk, if I catch it, there's a good chance you're just telling on yourself. Or if you're talking in the internet, claiming to be advising people, if I catch you, I will expose you to. It doesn't mean you're a bad guy. In fact, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with your skills when it comes to romantic relationships. There's nothing special about you. The person you love the most sometimes will be the person you resent the most. What you fell in love the most about them sometimes is what you will end up resenting the most about them. So obviously, you need to come up with a solution that justifies or that kind of like takes those things into consideration. If your idea of doing relationship is wrapped around morals, right and wrong, you will fail. Okay, I'm telling you straight up, you will fail. You can call it whatever you want, you will fail. Why? Because there's another human being involved. At the end of the day, at least one other human being is involved. So that means it's not going to be as simple as your idea in your head. Your idea of right and wrong. It's not going to be that simple. Well, it's not going to be easy at least. Okay? The more you justify yourself, aka contempt, the worse it's going to get for you. Because I know you don't want to leave that relationship. You want her. You're claiming that she doesn't deserve you, but you're the one that wants her. You're claiming that it's almost like you're about to say she wants you back, but we kind of know that's not the truth. But you really just want her. So if you want her, does that mean you should bend all the way till you break? That's not what it means. It means you need skills. It means just your idea of being a good guy is not enough. I'm sorry. Same thing goes for you, ladies. Just being a good person, character-wise, is not good enough. It doesn't matter if it's Japa or in Nigeria. If you Japa it exposes breaches that's already there, right? Japa will expose the weakness that's already in that relationship, of course. Long distance will expose the weakness in that relationship. Long distance does create its own impact, right? But if you don't even take the time to sit down and ask tough questions, ask yourself tough questions, not asking the other person. Ask yourself tough questions, right? Like, yes, I'm a good guy. I'm a good person, right? But how can I create a blissful romantic relationship with another imperfect human being? How can I do it? It's a tough question. You know why? Because it doesn't care about a person has to be perfect, or they have to have sense, or they don't have to like more really. If your criteria is that they need to know how to edify and they need to like worship their husband, how about simply avoid her until you find that person, even if it takes a lifetime? How about that? Join the backstage, guys. I'm also gonna show this one. You want to contact me, you want to book me, right there. The information is on the screen. It's called self-improvement. The same thing you go to school to do when you want to achieve great things in life. Okay? It takes work. That's not a bad thing. That's a blessing. Work is a blessing. It takes work because it's worth it. Because once you do the work, it becomes a part of who you are. Now you can repeat it. In fact, she can dump you all she wants. You'll cry, you get over it, you move on. Another person will pick you up. Pause. But you get what I mean. As in, like, you will attract a better relationship. It's probably just a door opening. But your results are your results. You have to look at that square in the face and say, these are my results. As opposed to, these men, these women, these men. You're generalizing, and it make you feel good short term, but you sleep, you wake up, you still feel the pain. It doesn't go away. Every time you see it, they're talking about marriage again, you jump in there, and then you start dragging Calabar people, you drag Ondo State people, you drag Ogun State people, you drag all of Akata. Excuse my French. Right? Stereotypes. It's not going to help you. What's going to help you is self-work. You cannot lose if you focus on yourself. Other people can become losers around you, but you cannot lose. Okay? But from what we've correlated from this gentleman's story, he needs to work on himself. Anybody who can relate with him needs to work on themselves. If you say he's a victim, you're right. Okay?
Well, you're right.
You're right. I don't disagree with that. But we need to focus on empowering him, not enabling him further. We don't want to enable him sitting in the funk of being a victim. I think, and I'm not talking about Mr. Segun or Oluwale himself or Uncle Segun. No, I'm talking about anybody who can relate with the story. Things are happening out there. I'm not discounting that things are not happening. There are women who are moving mad. There are men who are moving mad. But me helping you hold them accountable here does not really help you. You understand? What I can offer you is self-improvement so that you can actually attract what you desire. No, you're already attracting what you deserve. Okay? You're already attracting what you deserve. But don't take me out of context. Sometimes unfortunate things happen to good people. Life is not guaranteed. That's why you keep trying. That's why you have second chances, third chances, fourth chances. But after the fourth chance, if you notice 3 out of those 4 chances, you keep attracting the same thing. Don't you think we should kind of like get a clue? What's the common denominator? Moi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm glad I was able to bring this to you today. Almost 3 hours. It's the first time in a long time. I'm doing a long live stream. I think Uncle Beno might go live later on. Let's go ahead and join the real fam over there and continue the cruise over there. Continue to learn the necessary lessons. Don't get stuck in the cruise. Ask yourself tough questions. It's difficult because it's worth it. If it's easy, if it flows out of your throat, out of your mindset easily, it's probably not helping you grow. Okay? And I'm talking particularly if you can justify it with the pain you've gone through. I'm talking about those ones too. That is the trap that the devil is setting up for you. Don't fall for it. Ask yourself tough questions. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless. Peace. This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.